Hey, you caught me in the middle of a drink, but I should have known not to be drinking because it's 6 o'clock. It's on a Friday night, and that means it's time for Dragons and Things. Welcome, everyone, to our Dragons and Things Heroic Endeavors Pandemic Special. We are here streaming from home during these COVID times. Hopefully, at some point, we'll be able to be back in the studio streaming our regular Dragons and Things Phantom series. But for now, enjoy these special, super awesome adventures. One announcement, one minor thing that I want to just throw out there, little thing that we're doing before we get started is that May 26th, there's this thing called PaizoCon. They're doing it online this year. We're just going to be doing a little show on PaizoCon online. That's all. Tuesday, May 26th at 4 p.m. Pacific, we are going to be going live on Paizo's Twitch channel to bring you a very extra special Dragons and Things Heroic Endeavors episode. So please make sure you tune into that. We actually will not be streaming our normal Tuesday Adam Kahn run Tales of Ravnica show that night, but we will bump that episode to a different night that week. We'll announce all of those scheduling details later so that you can still catch your Tales of Ravnica. But just know that we will be streaming on Paizo's Twitch, May 26th, 4 p.m. Pacific. Make sure you're there, or I will find you.
Oh, God. That's threatening.
Scary.
Wow.
Yes.
That got real dark.
I'm thoroughly scared.
I'll be there, Jim.
You better, Diana. You. With that out of the way, why don't we go ahead and play some Pathfinder, huh?
Yay!
It's an exciting time in Cappadocia. The celebration of Dragon's Fall means round-the-clock festivities across the city for a full week, all to commemorate Thaspier's final dominion over the Drake Ridge Mountains after a long military campaign that marked the nation's founding decades. The royal armies of yesteryear stormed the great snowy mountain lair of Ulvzibelius Kai, a once mighty white dragon that nearly destroyed the fledgling nation, but was itself killed by fearsome dragon slayers who claimed its mighty horde for the crown of Thaspier. Today, however, you are not out in the city enjoying the festivities. You are all stuck in a conference room at the HEI headquarters, waiting to hear about a contract you've been called in to fulfill. Pipa and Khan Shaka, you see quite a few new faces around you as you wait for the administrator to bring your assignment. You all get to talking amongst one another. Candace, why don't we start with you, and why don't you tell us who we see sitting in the room today?
You see an 18-year-old half-orc by the name of Sheog. She is more human than orc, one might say, or she's trying to be. She loves to laugh, she loves to smile, she loves to eat, and she's trying to find a reason not to be mad at all times.
That sounds a lot like me these days. The other stranger in the room is Nathan's character. Nathan, why don't you tell us about him?
You see this older man kind of sitting off on not with the group, not away from the group. He wants his space. He's very grizzled, with very old worn leather that's just very, very fine. But you wouldn't call it armor by any means. It's just kind of like patchwork pieces. He's got a thick white beard and gray hair covers him, and he's got a scar here or there. Just a very older guy sits there, and he's got a quiver on his back, a couple blades as well. He's not carrying much on him. He seems very, very adept at using the few things that he has to survive.
Excellent. So as you're finishing with the small talk and the chit chat and introductions, the door to the room finally opens, and in walks an elf. But Pipa, this is not the same gruff administrator you recall from your previous assignments. This is a friend that you recognize. It is, in fact, the elf woman who helped you on your very first assignment for HEI. It's Fanrae. She walks into the room, throws a folder onto the table, and smiles. What do you do?
We
read
Yes, that's right. We read comments.
Yay! Penguin Witch Doctor was asking if I'm level 2 yet. Jim,
Not yet.
can I use my harmless
Oof.
cute on you? No, just joking.
Duchess of Dino says, "Oh shiz, I just realized it is Nathan."
There he is. It is Nathan. Yes, we do have Nathan with us tonight.
And how does his hair look, guys?
Guys, shut up! Getting too long. I'm so happy.
It's great. It's great.
In case you haven't been watching Crits and Giggles, we also have Candace Berg here with us tonight. She is on our Monday night stream that Jamie hosts. So she's a seasoned veteran of Pathfinder, and we expect that she will actually be leading the charge tonight.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And of course, you all remember Lamar from our very first episode of Heroic Endeavors. He's back with us tonight. So.
Yay!
He's getting a lot of love in the chat.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm going. Imp in my head said, "Whoop! Shock is back. Hope
That's
your
right.
brand new fruit garden is faring well. I wonder where you got those seeds from. You're gonna keep that on the down low. It's gonna
That.
wrap that up.
I believe
wow.
Calvin Alexander is sticking up for you. He says, Diana, she's the star though, Jim. Give her a bonus level just because. I will not do.
do. That's fine. I get it. Thank you, Kevin, though. Thank you.
Jim, real quick, we've been followed by Cram Nomra
Oh,
and Sarah BC1 cheered.
yay!
Follows, cheer
Thank you.
follows.
Nice.
All sorts of love.
Yeah, that's a lot
Even
of love.
for some of the other
Lots of love.
shows, there. Paragon Trigger is saying that Crits and Giggles, 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
Aw.
Yes.
That's
Boy,
a pretty
that's
good rating.
Skeslin guy. I mean, whew, you know, carries the show.
Yeah,
Heard that.
sure. Well, since you're GMing tonight, Jim. Yeah, Skeslin totally carries Crits and Giggles.
Hey.
You do some wonderful work as well, Candace, but I mean, I don't want to die tonight.
Thanks.
All right, guys. I think it's about time that we got into tonight's
Yeah.
adventure. So, as I mentioned, Fanrae walks into the room with a folder, sets it down on the table, and apparently has a job for you.
Hi.
Hello.
Good to see you.
You as well. I assume these are the heroes that I should talk to. It's good to see you as well, Khan.
Hi, what's up, man? It's good to see you. Hi.
Yes, well, two new faces, names.
You want my name?
Yes, please.
Sheog.
Sheog, all right. And you, sir?
Hulk.
Hawk. Well, now that we're past introductions, I am Fanrae of House Mythal, and I have a job for us.
Yes.
Good.
Does anyone know of the Hero Bowl Championship Games?
No.
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 All right. Well, if you agree, you'll be a part of them with me. Basically, I need 4 other people to participate in the games with me, and basically as a team. You will each get a cut of the purse at the end of the games. I would just like to take the sponsor prize, and everything has already been arranged. All I need is your agreement.
I pluck off a leaf and I put it on the table and go, I agree.
And Fanrae will take the leaf and just hold it for a second.
It's basically the equivalent of signing a contract by cutting off a lock of your hair and handing it to someone. Like, I agree.
All right. And for the rest of you?
Well-
I like games. Yeah. I mean, I'm in. I don't know about these other two people of quiet natures, but I'm in. I like I like to play. Is there going to be bears there by any chance?
Don't know about any bears.
Anybody who would like to can make a society check in reference to the games to see if anybody knows much about them.
Oh.
Does that include me, Jim?
Sure, yeah.
Cool.
Just gonna go ahead and say I probably did roll a 7.
My character lied earlier when he said he knew about them.
I got a 12, so. I
21.
know. Oh.
Fanrae knows all about the games,
Yeah, Fanrae.
which is good because she's the one who signed you up. Well, at the very least, the games themselves are familiar. They're very famous in the city. Every year, the Festival of Dragonfall is sort of marked by these competitions. Typically, one of the big sponsors of them, they became much, much more popular after Heroic Endeavors Incorporated became a big name in the city because it is essentially a series of tests and challenges that various groups of adventurers or heroes participate in. And you get points for how well you complete these challenges. And there are usually big prizes and ceremonies for the winner. And it's kind of a big deal in the city. So you would all, even with your terrible rolls, would at least be somewhat familiar with the games as a concept. Fanrae, you happen to know that quite a bit about them. Because your family in the past has tried to get in on being a sponsor for the games. They were rejected for a variety of obviously slanderous claims of corruption and smuggling of contraband. So, but be that as it may, your family was never actually invited to officially be a sponsor of the games. But you happen to know that dozens and dozens of groups compete every year. Anybody can sign up. You don't have to be a hero, but they are relatively dangerous games. So it's really not recommended that people who are not in proper physical form or with proper or the requisite skills participate because they tend to get injured. Of course, game officials do everything they can to ensure that nothing of a permanent injury is inflicted on anybody. And of course, they have never lost a contestant to death. There was an incident where someone was sucked into an interdimensional space from which they were never recovered, but that was one time, and game officials insist that it was the contestant's own fault for messing with conjuration magic that was specifically forbidden in the rules.
Do they have signs around that say like do not participate if you are pregnant, have heart problems?
There are lots of signs. Yes,
Yeah.
when you go
Motion
to the
sickness.
registration tents, there's a huge billboard of rules and regulations and general waivers of liability on the contest part. You of course assume all risks to participating in the games.
Oh no, guys. Sarah BC1 is donating already. And
Oh,
she's
yeah.
the new Bit Boss battle and gave Kanshaka a reroll. And then she also gave me Wild Magic.
Wild
Yes!
Magic. Well,
Oh.
luckily for everybody, Wild Magic, as it was last time, are now global events.
Oh, great.
Don't worry, Peepa. You are not the only person who is going to be experiencing the joy and love that comes from Sarah BC1. However, since you were targeted, why don't you roll me a D6?
Oh, okay. Thank you, Sarah, by the way. Thank you so much.
Thanks for the reroll. Sarah.
I don't know if you heard me. Sorry. 6 on the die.
6 on the die. This is a fun one. This
Okay.
could make things quite a bit more interesting. Everybody, for the duration of this episode, is under the effects of exploding dice.
What?
Anytime anybody rolls maximum result on a damage die, they may roll an additional damage die. This continues until you stop rolling the maximum result.
Oh!
Boom,
I'm
boom,
really excited about this.
Thank you, Sarah. That's
So
great.
much explosions.
Now, I do want to reiterate that when I say everyone, that includes myself.
Damn it.
So
Stop it.
monsters who roll maximum damage will also get exploding dice.
I'm now more scared of this one.
I was happy, and now I'm sad.
Yep.
Yeah. Me too. Oh,
Yep.
well.
Also, I'm in for Life has donated for the GMV player annoyance. Edge to each player, 5 sinks to Jim. Yes, Jim.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
You know what?
Steven.
It seems fair. It seems just. I'll accept.
Aw,
Wow.
that's very nice. Thank you, Steven. Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you, guys.
Yes.
Thank you, because I've played against Jim before, and I'm going to need as much advantage as possible.
So I think Hawk looks over to Fanrae and says, so you don't need us for anything in the woods or anything like that?
Jim, what kind of challenges are they generally? Like,
Well, see, that is always the trick. Every challenge that every single group goes through is unique. And there are actually contests held all throughout the year where various groups of magic users will get together and craft demi-planes specifically tailored to be challenges for this event throughout the year. So it could be literally anything. There have been sort of demi-plane forests that have been created in the past. So you may be traversing a forested terrain. There have been rooms that were made to look like rainbow voids where everybody was, blasted with rainbow sprinkles every 5 minutes. Like the craziest things. That getting creative with the challenges themselves has been sort of a contest of its own that goes on throughout the year, all leading up to the Hero Bowl Championships. So you should be ready to face anything moving into the challenges.
well, I can't say for sure what we might face, but we are sure to be surprised and challenged.
Right. I'm in.
Shall we go?
Okay.
Is that a yes from everyone?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
am always up for a good time, so let's go,
All right. Let's be on our way.
Okay. So you leave the HEI headquarters, and Fanrae leads you through the streets of Cavalosha into the very heart of the Dragonfall Festival, where a huge area has been set aside for the Hero Bowl Championship Games. There are dozens of large tents where you see people are crowded around silvery scrying pools to witness the heroic deeds of championship teams working their way through various hazards in the extra-dimensional arena that has been crafted specially for the games themselves. You know that watching wouldn't do much good for you because hundreds of variant challenges have been devised, and there is no telling what you will face when you step through your own portal when it's time for you to begin your own challenge. Fanrae takes you up to a challenger registration booth, and for some reason you're almost certain is related to her family name. You aren't waiting in line very long before you're met by a slender woman with a hooked nose and a bald head covered in tattoos. She has a clipboard in hand and addresses you, Fanrae. She says, "Are these all your team?"
Yes, this is the entirety of our team.
Hey, what name do you want to register for the scoreboard? She points. There's this huge board, and you see a whole bunch of challenger team names, like the Dragon Slayers and the Silver Swords. And she's, what are we calling you guys?
Badges.
The best one.
Brown bear. Brown bear. Brown bear. Brown bear.
You see, she's like looking around, writing. So the best one, Brown Bear. Is that what I've got so far?
Khan looks at Fanrae with big wide eyes. Brown bear.
We just shorten it to Bob. Best one, Brown Bear.
The Bob.
Mythal Bobs. The Mythal Bobs.
The Mythobobs. Well, that's certainly a unique name. She writes down the Mythalbobs. And you notice that as she's writing on the clipboard, the scoreboard actually changes, is now down at the bottom. You haven't faced any of your challenges yet, so you have no score, is the Mythalbobs.
Yeah.
Well,
Whoa.
okay. So listen up. Here are the rules for the Hero Bowl Championship. You're going to pass through a series of 3 challenges. Each challenge is worth 10 possible points. You'll each get 1 point for surviving the challenge and passing through the exit door. You receive 3 bonus points if you complete the challenge in the allotted time frame. There are 2 bonus points available for finding the hidden hero's token in each challenge room. But I gotta warn you, the longer you remain in any one challenge room, the deadlier circumstances become. So don't linger too long. Once you pass through the exit, you are safe, but you cannot return to the challenge room to help your allies who have not yet exited. You shouldn't get too worried because you can't die, but that doesn't mean that things are going to be soft on you. Falling prey to a deadly hazard will knock you out of that challenge and you'll be unable to return until the next challenge where you'll be able to join your teammates again. If all 5 members of your team are killed during any challenge, your entire team is disqualified from the Hero Ball. Better luck next year. In between challenges, you'll have an opportunity to rest for a moment before heading into the next challenge. This is where your hero tokens come into play. You can spend them for a hint about the next challenge or to help your team recover. Of course, there's a special bonus if you hold on to all of your hero tokens through each of the challenges. You're going to begin your first challenge with 1 hero token. And she reaches into her pocket and pulls out this really oversized copper coin and hands it to you, Fanrae. This is finally just a piece of advice. Work together. Everything in there is designed to hold you up and distract you from your true goal. A lot of people go in there making the mistake of getting hung up on something that isn't really what they're supposed to be doing, and they miss out on all the time bonus points. But that's all I've got. If you guys understand the rules, we can get you started right away.
Yeah. Seems simple enough.
Okay. Well, then follow me. And she begins leading you through the crowds. There's all of the spectator tents where people are sort of watching various groups go through different challenges. But then there's a separate area set aside where you see another larger tent. And in this tent, you see various groups clearly outfitted for adventure. You see armor and weapons and people, strategizing amongst themselves. And in this tent are all manner of standing doors. They're just doors, just door frames just standing there. No walls to hold them up or anything. And each one, occasionally you'll see a group that gets called up will approach one of the doors that's indicated. They'll open it up and step through, and then they just vanish. At this point, the woman with the clipboard says, okay, well, you'll get called up in a few minutes, so if you have any last-minute questions you want to ask, now's the time. You can, of course, try to get to know some of the others in the group, but some people get really competitive, so I wouldn't really, it's up to you. Strategize amongst yourselves or, just wait to be called. It's up to you. And then she heads out back into the main event area.
Jim,
so what do you do?
Jim, this is a question for you, the GM. It seems like what our goal is to go through these doors and scare small children to gain some sort of magical power from their screams.
Nathan. That's
Monsters Inc.
That's Monsters Inc. You do this every time.
Yeah.
This is why you haven't been on the show as much lately, is because you won't stop insisting that we play Monsters Inc. And
I really want to play Monsters Inc. with everyone.
Wow.
Like, I'm fine being Mike. Like, that's fine. I don't have to be that scary.
Oh, I love that ride.
Spoilers. Laughter works best. So if you're Mike, you're already the winner. And I don't know if I can be okay if we're playing that way. So
yeah.
Aww. Khan is actually kind of poking at Shay, looking at what is on their person. He's like, I'm Khan Shaka from the Shaka clan. I like bears. Who are you? And why are you all scary?
Are you talking to me?
Yes. Hi, I'm Khan Shaka from the Shaka Clan. I like bears. Why are you scary? Because you're kind of scary looking, and you're strong, not frightening, but you look like you could scare a small child or like a small bear. And I was like wondering why.
Why you think I'm scary? I'm not scary.
No, totally. No, I was wondering, a little intimidating.
Yes. I am sorry. Well,
Oh.
my name's Sheog, and I have what do I have? I have my sword, and she pulls out a giant falchion sword to show him. She says, "Do you like it?"
It is big and metal, so I'm going to say yes to your face. Yes.
Oh, Conchaka, you're very smart.
As you're standing there, you've got the falchion in your hand, Sheog. You notice that there's this human man, a big, burly, muscle-bound guy, and he's got this huge axe strapped to his back. But he's looking over at you, brandishing this falchion, and you just get this. He's like, pfft, and just kind of turns away from you.
Oh, see, Khan, look at me. You see that man? You see that man? The old Sheog, she would have cut him into a million little tiny bits with her anger. But now she breathes in through her nose, out through her mouth.
At this point, the guy turns around. He's like, wait, cut who into how many pieces? With what? Your little butter knife there? He pulls out, he actually grabs the axe off his back. He's like, now this is a weapon, not that little toothpick you've got.
Oh, you think that I cannot take you and cut you into a million tiny little bits?
Let's just say that if you're entering the contest, I'm not worried about my chances. What is this sorry lot anyway? You've got what? A little leaf girl with you? Old man? This guy dressed up like a bear? If this is the rest of the competition, then I will be champion easy.
And she turns to Fanrae and says, do you want me to kill him now or after we are done?
After, please. I don't want to get disqualified before we even begin.
As you wish. Okay,
And sir-
giant axe man, you big strong man. Okay.
At this point, you hear a loud announcement. Somebody says, the Mythal-Bobs, the Mythal-Bobs, you're up.
We are up, Jim, because the Java Man 1964 just dropped edges and sinks to everyone, even Jim Jam, and
Edges and
Mercy for the
sinks?
table.
Whoa!
Thank you so much.
Dang, Java
About to get
Overload.
crazy in here.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Overload. Thank you,
Oh
Java
my
Man.
goodness.
As they do in
Holy cow.
Korea.
Oh, yeah. Heart.
Oh,
Also-
wow.
We have also other cheers coming in from Craig, Son Horace, Kitsu723, and Scott Denuzo. And subs, Kitsu723 has gifted Daylani a subscription, sub. Sorry. Bleh.
Gave her whatever it is. I don't even know anymore.
I got tongue-tied.
That's not good.
Just so we can clear the board,
Oh
Scott
my
Denuzo
goodness.
gave a reroll BBBB to Sheog.
Yeah!
Oh,
You
nice.
guys have way
So-
too many bonuses. These challenges are going to be too easy. I'm gonna have to give everything the advanced template.
No.
Oh!
No.
We haven't
No.
rolled yet, Jim. Calm down.
Don't pull that crap.
Don't kill Lamar right away.
Not right away.
No.
Thanks, Scott.
So as you all begin making your way towards one of the doors that's been indicated for you, you hear the guy who was laughing at you before, the Mythal-Bobs. What a pathetic name.
And may
At that
I
point-
ask, sir, what is your group name?
We're the Shining Scimitars. All right, heroic name for champions.
A
Don't even
scimitar
have
is
this.
not very strong, so that's dumb.
Also, a shiny scimitar is pretty much unused and hasn't been used at all. So basically, you guys have called yourself useless. Anyway, goodbye. Have a good day. Bears are awesome.
You can see he's just standing there. He's like, "What? Wait, what?" As you all are disappearing through this doorway, there is a momentary cold and disorienting feeling, and then all of a sudden, you are standing in a blank stone chamber. There is a single door at the end of this chamber, and below that door is a small metal plaque. What do you do?
At the bottom of the door, there's a small metal plaque.
Beside the door, there is a plaque. Sorry. I may have said something
I would like to
ridiculous.
perceive if there's anything else in the room.
Sure, make a perception check.
All right. That would be a critical failure.
Oh.
You
Fun.
notice nothing at
Right.
all. You're still very disoriented from stepping through the doorway, which was clearly a portal of some kind, and you sort of your vision swims. All you hear is this weird ringing in your ears. It's no good. It takes you a
I'm
moment
just
to sort of get
Standing there, just
acclimated.
like. Not
Fanrae's gonna take a look at the plaque.
Sure. You get up to the plaque and you can see they are instructions kind of some sort. It's all it says is sprites have stolen the radiant sphere. Recover it and return it to its rightful place to unlock the way forward. Underneath that, it says time bonus. Place the radiant sphere in its sacred hollow within 4 rounds. There is
All right.
also a slot underneath the plaque that looks like it would be just big enough to fit that hero token that you were given, if you wanted to.
Well, should we use it now or save it?
Should we wait until we really can't figure it out?
How big is the hole for the orb thing?
You don't know. There's no indication of that. There's nothing in the room that looks like it would be this orb. It would appear that you're sort of in the staging area for this challenge, and the challenge itself is beyond the door.
I mean,
Yeah.
if all we have to do is within 24 seconds grab an orb and put it into a wall, even if there are a bunch of fairies, one of us who's fairly dexterous and fast should just grab the orb and put it in, while the rest of us fight a bunch of pixies, which are like giant mosquitoes, unless they're in magical areas, and then they're giant mosquitoes that can kill you.
Would knowledge about sprites be a nature check, Jim?
That it would be.
Might
May
I
I
make
check?
one of those?
I will allow it.
May I make one too? Just in
Yep,
case?
if you've got nature trained,
Yep.
you can make a nature check.
Make
Oh,
that
yeah.
'cause-
I don't know anything.
That's a 12.
12.
Wait.
122, 23.
Okay.
26?
Okay, 9. Good.
All right, so I've got a 23 and a 26.
You are nature.
I have leaves in my ears. I'm going to take them out.
So, Hawk, you have actually never, like, you've heard of sprites, but you've never actually faced them, and you don't know a whole lot about them. But apparently Sheog is well-versed in sprite lore, and you know, I'll let you pick, because you critically succeeded on your check. You will get 2 pieces of information. Do you want to know about defenses or offenses? Or one of each?
Let's go with one of each.
One of each. So defensively, they are weak against cold iron. So if you have a cold iron weapon, they actually take additional damage from those weapons.
Okay.
In terms of things that they can do offensively, they know a number of tricksy spells One of them, they can daze their targets from afar. Daze is a mental effect that deals a small amount of damage and can leave you stunned for a round if you fail your save against it.
Oh, dear. Well, thank you.
And then I believe, did I hear that Pipa had something?
I had
Or
9. No, it
a
was
9, okay.
Nathan was
Con.
next.
Yeah.
Or yeah, sorry,
Con had a
Con.
26.
I had a 26.
Yeah.
Shaka had a 26. So you also are well versed in sprite lore, and that is also a critical success. There's nothing else defensively I can tell you about them. However, I will tell you 2 of them, their abilities. They also, in addition to Daze, know the spell Color Spray, which is also another tricksy spell that can leave you stunned and blinded if you fail a save against it.
Oh,
dear.
And they don't deal a whole lot of damage. They're very small creatures, so their weapons aren't particularly deadly. However, they can throw sparks of flame at their targets to burn them. So that is probably one of their more dangerous abilities.
Oh, protect me!
You guys, not only are we fighting sprites, apparently we need to fight McCranky Stank.
Yeah.
Fully against us.
McCracky, what's going on here?
Team Jim Jam
McCranky
lives
Stank.
strong. 5 sinks for the man in charge.
McCranky Stank knows where it's at.
Oh my gosh.
Man. You're
Jim,
gonna be
you
using...
11 sinks.
Yeah.
I think that I'm just going to be sinking everything you do for the rest of the game. Just take a -1 penalty to everything, essentially.
Don't bother with me. I'm already rolling crap.
I do not appreciate this in any way, shape, or form. I just want y'all to know.
Oh, God.
Oh, man.
Sheog walks up to Pippa and says, "You're Pippa? Yes? How flammable are you?"
Yeah, don't please protect me.
Okay. I think you stay behind me, okay?
Okay, thank you for
Okay.
being my protector.
Oh, of course.
I'll be your best friend.
Oh, well, yeah, okay. And Sheog takes out her falchion
Okay.
again and starts looking around.
All right,
All right.
last chance for us to use this token before we go through. Anyone? Or are we saving it?
Oh,
What do you think?
Save it.
Save
I
it?
say,
Yes.
I say we save it. I believe in you guys to not mess up in the first one. And if we mess up in the first one, at least we cannot do it in the second one.
That is an incredibly bold claim from Khan Shaka.
Stay focused. Go for the orb.
Okay.
By the way, I was just thinking as he turns to the old man. Hi, I'm Khan Shaka from the Shaka clan. I like bears. What do you do? I mean, you're old, and so you live. I get that. And then you have all these metal tools. That's great. But do you like do the big hitty, or do you like to do the small hitty, or do you like see things from afar? Or I've seen people who's like able to put magic into their swords, and I just want to know what kind of hitty you do.
I hunt.
Oh.
I hunt. And I kill.
Oh, well, you seem like a fun guy.
Okay. Well, we'll talk later.
With that, Hawk pulls an arrow and knocks it into his bow.
Oh.
Right. If everyone is prepared, I will open the door.
Ready?
Ready?
And Fanrae will open the door.
You open the door and take in the sight of your first challenge, which is to read some comments. Let's actually take a break here and talk to some people.
Oh, goodness.
Brian Summer, going right after that fun guy. He's a fun guy? Ew. Like a mushroom.
Sorry. Imp in my head just said, someone just stand behind Pipa with a mist bottle and spritz her through this whole encounter.
Hello, mister.
Yes.
Don't
The
tempt
cranky
me.
stank was just waiting. I'm just waiting for the news to drop with the players. I want to savor their faces with that donation.
Oh god.
How very rude, and I hope you enjoyed it.
But we also have to remember Sarah BC's wild magic.
We do. Exploding dice for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Damage.
Oh.
Oh, it's gonna be so
oh my
great.
goodness.
In my head also said, if these are Guillermo del
Yeah.
Toro fairies, that's gonna be a nope for me.
No.
That's true. Those are not cute little fairies at all.
No.
Oh,
Or evil.
that's wall.
Oh dear.
I'm picturing the little things that were released in Chamber of Secrets. Those little guys.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I'm hoping.
Oh
Yeah.
But
yeah.
it's Jim.
So they'll be worse.
Yep.
Yeah.
Great.
Well, Crossberry18 says, Jim Jam, get the TPK. Do it for
Hey.
James. I'll try.
Oh.
I'll try.
Oh, that was a rough one.
Oh.
6, you have 11. Jim,
I have 11 sinks.
Jim, it's just unnecessary. I don't know why.
Oh,
I disagree.
dear.
I think it's incredibly necessary.
I think you hate us.
Okay.
Oh dear.
What's wrong?
You have to be nice.
Just
Your
looking at
mom's
all
watching.
those sinks.
Oh, don't look at them.
Everyone's
Just
so
look at
worried.
us. Look at us. Focus. Look at us.
I'm looking at you.
Look away. Don't
Yes,
look.
Candace, come back.
Look at us.
Keep focused.
Oh, man, you guys got him real scared about this. This is good stuff.
All right. Game face on. Let's go.
Game face.
Do this.
Well done.
Yes. Heart.
Oh,
Be useless. All right.
All right, guys. So
Uh,
we'll get back into it. You've opened the door, and you see before you that your first challenge takes place in a huge room designed to look like a forested area. Thin trees and moss-covered rocks make up most of the decor. To your right, you see something of a stone bird bath. Resting in the bowl of it is a glassy, glowing ball that you presume is the radiant sphere. Fluttering just over that are 2 glowing fairies. To your left, you are surprised to see what appears to be a large pantry, but it is chained shut with a heavy padlock. The room is divided from the far end of it by a 10-foot wide pit. There are narrow beams that one could balance on to cross. You can't tell from here how deep it is or what's at the bottom. It's difficult to make out what's on the other side of the pit because a thick curtain of hanging vines and leafy shrubs blocks your view of the very far end of the room. But you don't see anywhere that you would presumably take the radiant sphere, so you have to assume that your goal is beyond the thick curtain of vines. But you don't see anything else.
oh.
I shared a document with you all to help you keep track of some of these things, and one of the links in that document is to Challenge 1, Steps Brightly, and you can open that document now to help you keep track of everything as we go ahead and roll initiative, because every challenge we played in initiative rounds, regardless of the actions you take.
Oh.
Oh boy.
Okay.
That hurts what I wanted to do. Thank you, Jim. I love you so much.
Kanshaka, just because you seem so down, I really want to twist the knife a little and put a sync on your initiative. What did you get?
Trying to find where my initiative.
It is your perception.
Oh, my initiative is still 12, Jim.
12 for Kanshaka.
With the sync.
With the sync.
Ouch.
What about you, Hawk?
16.
16 for old Hawk. Fanrae?
11.
11 for Fanrae.
Yep,
about
yep,
Peepa?
yep.
20.
20 for Peepa. And Sheog.
12.
12 for Sheog.
Oops.
All right. It is the top of the first round of this challenge. And Peepa, you are the first to react. What
Right.
do you do?
I'm going to Am I able to charm one of the fairies, the pixies?
Do you have a spell that would allow you to do that? Or an
Yes.
ability?
I have charm.
Charm?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. I believe you could cast it then. Tell me about it.
30-foot range on one creature. Your saving throw is a will, and it's for an hour. It must attempt a
Once.
will save with a +4 circumstance bonus if you and your allies recently threatened it or used hostile actions against it.
Well, I would say that nobody has threatened it yet. They are just outside of your range, so you'd have to move first. But since it's a 2-action spell, you could move and then cast the spell, and that would be your turn.
May I do that, please?
You may do that.
I move forward,
Okay?
and I cast.
Okay. There is a glue. A glue. No, there's a blue glowing fairy and a red glowing fairy. Which one do you target?
Oh, jeez. Red for evil.
Red for evil. So it is going to try a will save against your spell DC. You see if it has any cool bonuses.
Okay.
No, not really. So it's just a straight up will save. And that is, that's probably going to do it because that's pretty good. That is a total of 22.
Damn. Yes, you're good.
All right. So you tried
fine.
to cast the spell. Now, with a success,
Mhm.
it's not a critical success, I assume.
No.
Regular success, the target is unaffected but thinks your spell was something harmless instead of charms. So it knows you cast a spell at it, but it doesn't know that you attempted to charm it.
Okay.
And it like looks down at you and you see it shaking its tiny little fist at you and saying something you can't quite make out.
And that's fine. I just bat my eyes and I just look cute.
That is 3 actions from Peepa, and now it is that very fairy's turn.
Oh, boy.
But it doesn't do anything. It is still fluttering above the radiant sphere. Just hanging out.
Okay.
What does Hawk do in response?
I think Hawk would move to investigate the pit.
Okay, so it'll take you 2 move actions to get to the edge of the pit, but then you get there, you look over, you see it's maybe 15 feet deep, and it is full of mud at the bottom. There are also ladders on either side of the pit, or on your side of the pit only. So if somebody were to fall down there, it does look like you could climb out. So nothing particularly dangerous. You can see that the narrow beams that you could cross, like somebody with fairly dexterous could definitely get across without too much trouble.
Do I notice anything about the vines there?
If you want to make a seek action to try to see beyond, like there's nothing that you notice about them, but you can take your third action as a perception check to see if there's anything.
I'll do that.
Yeah.
I will do that. Daggone these dice. Perception check is a 9, Jim.
A 9, yeah.
Oh,
You are not quite
good.
certain. Yeah, the vines are just like, there's just this curtain of vines. You're like, well, I mean, you could certainly get through them. They don't appear to be dangerous, and they just appear to block your vision. That's all. So
Yeah, I think I'd yell back to the group, 15 feet deep for the pit. It seems like we can get through the vines.
And after Hawk's turn, it is Sheog's turn.
How far are we from the fairies?
So you could get to where the fairies are with 1 move action. That would put
Okay.
you right in front of that sphere, and then the fairies are right above the sphere. So
Okay. Sheog walks up to the fairies
okay.
and says, could you move, please? And get out of here. Go away. I need this. Okay.
They are like looking at you and they're kind of laughing and pointing at you. They don't appear to at all want to move. But you have 2 more actions. You've used 1 action to move up to the fairies in the sphere. You have 2 more actions. What do you want to do?
She wants, I think Sheog will take her falchion and with the broadside of it, kind of try to fly swatter them.
Oh, you're gonna try to attack one of them. Okay. There's
Get out of here.
there's a red one and a blue one. Which one do you want to swat at?
I think we'll go for the red one because,
The red one?
yeah, didn't like
Okay.
her at all.
Sure. Go ahead and make an attack roll. If you're trying to do like non-lethal damage,
Mhm.
then you take a -2 penalty to the attack. But since your weapon is designed to kill people, if you're trying to use it just to like smack them with the flat of the blade,
Yeah.
you'll take a -2 penalty, but you'll deal
Okay.
non-lethal damage instead.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm not trying to kill him yet.
Okay, sure.
Okay. 14.
14. It is just a little bit up out of your reach, but it looks super mad. And it seemed to have been waiting. You noticed that like it had an opportunity to go, but then it was like holding back. And maybe it was holding back for this very event, because as soon as you do that, it points down at you and it has this like expression of rage on its face, and it holds out its hands in this fan, and the rest of you see this huge rainbow-hued magic come springing forth from this thing's outstretched hands. And I do need Sheog and Peepa would be caught in the blast since you moved up.
Oh, no.
I need you both to make a will save.
Oh. Okay. It's okay. I'm gonna use one of my edges. Thank you.
Oh,
I'm
I'd like to use it.
Sink you both for this too.
That's not nice.
Darn it.
The edge cancels out. Okay. I have 21.
13.
Still a pass. 13 is a failure, however.
Oh.
On a failure, you are stunned 1.
Okay.
You are blinded for 1 round.
Oh.
And you are dazzled for a minute. So let me tell you what stunned does. Stunned basically takes away an action from you. So so you had used 1 action to move, 1 action to attack, and now you would normally have a 3rd action, but your action is lost because you're stunned.
Lost. Sure.
You're also blinded. Blinded means that you can't see anything. You have to pass a DC 10 flat check in order to target anything. So if you tried to swat at the fairy again, you would have to roll before you even got to do that, you would have to roll. And if you had a 10 or less on the die, you would not even be able to target the fairy. You would just, because you're blinded, you can't see it. Dazzled. So then you're only blinded for 1 round, but then you're going to be dazzled for a minute. And dazzled means you have to pass a DC 5 flat check to target anything, because your eyes are swimming. You can't really make sense of anything going around you. So that is it's going to be pretty nasty for you for a while. But you guys even blinded, you can hear now the tittering laughter from this fairy creature as it just is laughing and carrying on above you. But you would normally have a 3rd action, but because you've been stunned 1, you lose that action, and we go to Kanshaka's turn.
Reminder, you both have mercies.
Yep.
Oh.
Yes, thank you.
Yes.
On being of a wise but not smart man, will calmly walk over to where the fairies are,
Okay.
point at them, and do an electric arc.
Electric arc. Okay.
Oh.
Is this a save for me, or is it an attack roll from you?
I believe this is a save. Let's see. Reflex.
Reflex save. Okay.
Which you have to beat.
Again, what's your primary target, red or blue?
Whichever. Red.
All right, you are going to target red. And it needs to make a reflex save.
Sink, Jim.
20 on the die.
Oh.
For a total of 28. With your sink at 27. What is the DC for your spell?
17.
So that is a critical success, and I take no points of damage.
Oh. Darn it.
Thank you very much.
Great.
Kanshaka. So that was a move and then a 2-action spell. So that's Kanshaka's turn. It is now the other fairy's turn. Now that you have all engaged with the fairies, they both look pretty mad. And the blue fairy points down at you, Kanshaka, and you feel this. It's almost like it throws this little spiraling bolt at your head. And I need you to make a will save.
What is Will? Let's see here. Will, there's Will. Jesus, all right. That'd be a 28, Jim.
Yes.
Oh,
nice.
Nice. That's
a critical success all of your own. You managed to completely resist the effects of this spell and shrug it off without a single problem. You can see that the blue fairy is now just like getting But that leads us to Fanrae's turn, and that will be the end of round 1 after Fanrae has gone. So use your actions wisely, Fanrae.
Fanrae is still at the door, just kind of watching all this happen, and she... Hawk, get the sphere. Khan and Sheog, keep the sprites away from him. Peepa, stay alive, and I'm going for the pantry. And she'll run to the pantry.
Okay.
How many move actions will that take?
1 move action to get to the pantry, leaving you 2 actions left with your round. What you can see immediately is that there's just this almost comically sized big padlock, and the pantry has been chained up.
Can I use my thieves' tools to open the padlock?
Indeed, trying to open a lock is a 2-action action, so you can use the remainder of your turn to try to make a thievery check to see if you can pick that lock.
Ooh, okay. That's a dirty 20.
A dirty 20 is a success.
Yes.
You hear the lock pops off. Now you don't have another action to open the pantry, but it is unlocked.
Yes.
So you have made some progress there, and that is the end of round 1, which takes us to the top of round 2. And Peepa, you managed to pass your save, if I remember correctly, against Color Spray. With a success, you are still dazzled for 1 round. So for this round, if you want to target anything, you'll have to make a DC 5 flat check, but otherwise you are unaffected by the spell.
Okay. I'm going to move back a bit.
Okay.
I'm going to move back about 10 feet. So I'm close to everyone. I'm going to inspire courage.
Inspiring courage.
So I get a +1 to attack and damage and saves.
Oh, nice. All right. So everybody who can hear her is going to, get those bonuses. And that is, I believe, one action
It's
to
one
move.
round. Yeah.
1 action to move, 1 action to inspire courage. You do have a 3rd action if you'd like.
No, I would just cheer on Fanrae, and I just go,
Just cheering on Fanrae.
You got it! And I just play my harp.
Sure. This makes it the Red Fairy's turn. It is probably upset at Sheog still.
Oh, yeah.
But sees that she's pretty incapacitated thanks to its color spray. So he's actually going to target Kanshaka with another daze attack. So this one points at you and then starts saying something in a language you don't understand. And this weird little spirally bead comes and knocks you on the forehead. And I need you to make another will save.
And add your +1 from me, please.
And you do get a +1.
Okay, so that is another 28 because I rolled 18 plus 9 plus 1.
Okay, that is another critical success, and you can see the fairies are getting now incredibly more frustrated as their repeated attempts to daze you just almost bounce off of you, and they look incredibly comically frustrated. And that will it doesn't even take its 3rd action. So we will go to Hawk next. Hawk, you are standing over at the pit. You see that Fanrae has moved over to the pantry. She's popped the lock on it. Your other companions are still over by the Radiant Sphere and the fairies, and they seem to be engaged in a battle of wills over there. So what do you do?
Well, I think Hawk realizes their powers aren't working because Kanshaka is always in a daze. Like, that's the thing is.
He's perpetually dazed. You can't daze a man who's already dazed.
So I think Hawk is going to try to, because it's 1 move action to get back up there.
To where, 1 move action to get to either of the, either to Fanrae or to the group of them.
Yeah, I'm aiming for the ball now.
Okay.
If I stealth, does that take away? Does that double that time?
Yeah, so you move at half speed while you're stealthing, unless you have the quick stealth feat. So it would take you 2 move actions to do it stealthily.
I think he'll just move at normal speed.
Okay.
I don't know if this takes an action, but he's gonna, because he had his bow and arrow out, but he knows he's gonna need probably 2 hands to carry this thing.
Yeah.
So he stows. I don't know if that's another action.
Yeah, it would be another action to stow. So 1 action to move, 1 action to stow. What's your 3rd action going to be?
Is picking it up an action?
It is. It's an interact action to pick up the sphere.
Then I'm going to do that.
Okay, now you have this big glowing sphere in your arms, and it does take 2 hands. It's basically the size of one of those large bouncy yoga balls. So you've got this huge glowing sphere in your hands, and as soon as you pick it up, the 2 fairies, the sprites that were focused on Kanshaka, their heads snap to you, and you can tell they are coming for you. But that is your 3rd action, and it is Sheog's turn. You are currently blinded, but you could still try to do stuff. You're just you can hear where you can hear your companions around you. You can hear these things and their laughter. You kind of have an idea where they are. What do you want to do?
So if I roll and I get above like the DC 10, then I will be able to see.
No, you'll be able to target. You won't lose the blinded condition, but you'll be able to target that creature.
Well,
it's basically like you seek it out and then try to smack it.
Well,
mercy?
yeah, I think mercy.
You could use your mercy to try to make a check to remove that condition from you before you do anything.
Oh, that would be great. That would be wonderful.
All right. So go ahead and roll a d20 for me and tell me what you get on the die.
Okay. 16.
16 is a success. You managed to remove the blinded condition. Now you're still dazzled, so you can see, but your vision's incredibly blurry. So now instead of a DC 10 check to target something, you'll make a DC 5 check to target something, and you're dazzled for a minute, so that'll be for a while.
Okay. Roll.
+1 because of Tifa's stuff.
Because of me, yeah.
Okay. 12.
12 on the die?
Yeah.
So that's a success. You can
Yeah.
you managed to find where this thing is.
Yes.
So now roll an attack.
And +1.
Okay.
Add a
And
1 too
+1.
from me. Yeah.
Thank you.
And this does get the +1. Just so you guys know, flat checks don't get the Inspire Courage bonus, but this
worries.
check will get it. This is an attack.
I think
Okay.
they should, though. Just like
22.
22 is a hit. So you find this thing, your vision's all blurry, you line up a hit, and then just boom, smack it. Are you still trying to deal non-lethal damage, or are you just slicing these things now?
Listen, anything color spraying, Sheog, she's gonna get you.
All right, so go ahead and roll that damage. Remember that if you roll maximum damage, you get to roll your damage again and add it.
do it.
Okay. That was I got so excited that it flew right off my
What just happened?
I don't know.
did it! Oh!
You
You
did
get
what?
200 dice?
Oh, a 9. Oh, sorry. I got so excited.
And add a 1 from me. Add a 1 from me, damage. 10.
All right, so you rolled 9 on the die?
Yes. The 1 plus 4, right?
Yep, so that would
14.
be 14 points of damage. That's a lot for a little fairy to take. In fact, it's too much for a little fairy to take. You see your sword just smashes into it, and it just goes like flying around off kilter, splats onto the ground, and it's like it's got the little stars circling over its head, and it looks over at you, and it's like, and it actually, this weird like blue sphere kind of forms over it, and it dissolves. The fairy itself, it's almost like it like wavers out of existence, and then there's this like, popping sound as it's just gone. You wonder if perhaps the fairies are also sort of protected from actually dying during these challenges. But either way, you have defeated it, and there's only one left.
Oh, I'm coming for you.
And you still
Thank
have
Tifa.
2 more actions. That was only 1 action.
Oh, really?
Yes.
May I take a swing at the other guy?
You certainly can. You still need to pass a DC 5 flat check because you're still dazzled. But you can
Okay.
do
Let's see. 6.
Ah!
6.
Counts.
That counts.
Wow.
So
That-
lucky.
Oh,
That counts.
Okay. Okay.
So you'll make this attack roll, but since it's your second attack of the round, you're going to
Yes.
take a
Wait,
Yeah,
what?
you missed the blue fairy cleanly. You do still have a third action.
You know what? One more swing. What do y'all say?
Yes.
Hey, why
Swing
not?
away.
So you
Swing
get
away.
another DC 5 flat check.
12.
That passes. Go ahead and make an attack.
Okay.
What is happening?
Getting
She's
too
chucking her
excited. Too
dice at the
excited.
floor.
She said swing away, and I got real excited.
Just
All right.
yeeting your dice.
19 on the die.
19 on the die. What do you normally add?
Oh, I guess on the last one, -1, so 18.
But
18.
plus 1 because of me.
So,
Oh,
well, you
19.
So, okay.
Does she
So
get a
yeah,
plus
that
two
would
and a
be
plus
that would be another hit.
All right. Let's see for now. Oh, 2.
Plus,
No, 3. You got
3.
1 for me.
Plus what is your strength?
Oh, you're right. I'm sorry. I get so excited. Let's see. Let's say 3. 9 altogether. Does that do anything?
9 points of damage altogether.
Yeah.
Not enough to knock this one out of the fight, but certainly
Like-
a good hit.
I'm close. Yeah. Okay. Nice. I'm getting too excited
That
here.
hurt.
Ah,
So that hurt a lot, but it's still up. That was all 3 of your actions, which were
Yes.
surprisingly effective for all of the conditions you had on you. That was a shockingly effective turn. And it is Khan Shaka's turn next.
Jim, how many actions is grabbing something?
That is still 1 action to initiate a grapple.
I would like to grapple the remaining fairy.
Okay, so make an athletics check.
That's +5. That is a 24.
ooh.
Yeah. Okay, you got it. You grab it, and it's like struggling and.
While it's in
but
my
you
hand,
got it in your hand.
I cast Produce Flame.
Oh, okay. So you cast Produce Flame.
well,
Tell me about Produce Flame.
Oh,
that's one way to do it.
Small ball of flame appears in the palm of your hand. You can make melee or range, but since it's in my hand, against the target's AC if it's melee, but it can't move. 1d4 plus spellcasting modifier.
Okie dokie. Make your attack.
I love this dice. That spellcasting modifier is
Should be your wisdom modifier.
spell attack roll. Is just my wisdom.
Yeah, your spell attack roll. That's what you're using.
That is a 26.
That's a critical hit.
oh.
Oh my gosh.
So
Roll a 4 on the dice.
Yes.
And just
An
keep going.
exploding dice.
I rolled a 3
Okay.
Okay,
Plus
but you
my
get to roll
1.
another dice.
plus your 1. That's 4, and then do get
Plus
another
your
dice.
spellcasting modifier
Yeah.
for Produce Flame.
So 3 plus 7, that's 10. And then on a critical success, you roll another d4. Which is only a 1 this time. So 11 points of
It
damage.
doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
You basically just like produce flame in one hand and take the fairy and just shove its head into the flame and hold it there. And within seconds, this thing just dissolves in your hand in a puff of smoke. And
I got
it's
rid of
gone.
I got rid of the mean one. They were mean.
Both of the sprites have been destroyed, and it is Fanrae's turn.
Fanrae's gonna open the pantry.
Inside the pantry, you see
Right.
a glorious sight if you were a child, because it is full of colorful candy. You see jellies and cakes and sparkling rock candies, and it just almost like spills out onto the floor.
But I don't see whatever I'm looking for this hero token.
It's just a bunch of candy. I know that it was Khan Shaka and Kanshaka and Peepa, or no, not Peepa, Sheog, I believe, had those critical successes on the sprites. When you look back and you see that there's just now all this candy out on the ground, you realize that had you not killed the sprites, they very likely would have abandoned what they were doing to go and eat the candy, leaving you alone. But it's fine. They've been taken care of through various other means, and now the candy's yours if you want it. But otherwise, you have 2 more actions, Fanrae.
All right. With all of that knowledge, Fanrae will. Hawk has the sphere and is still on the door side of the pit. Correct.
That is correct.
Fanrae will run, and if she still has enough move, attempt to jump the pit to be on the other side, ready to help him.
Now you can jump the pit, or you could try to balance across the pit. It's up to you.
I'll balance across.
Balance across. Okay, so getting from where you are, getting to the pit is 1 more action, and then it's an acrobatics check to balance across. On a critical success, you will get all the way across. On a regular success, you get halfway across. On a failure, you fall into the pit, and it's muddy down there. It's not pretty.
I don't want to get muddy, Jim.
No.
I'm going to use an edge.
Okay, I'm going to sink it.
Oh.
It's a 12.
A 12. DC 12.
Okay.
Wait. Sorry. I was saying the number 12. It is actually not DC 12 to cross. On a DC 12, you fall. But because it is only a regular failure and not a critical failure, you can make a reflex save to try to grab the edge of the beam and not actually fall into the mud.
Yeah, no mud, please. Reflex save is 25.
25. That is a critical success. So you managed to basically grab the board and do that Luke Skywalker bounce back up onto the board. You're right where you started, but you are ready to try again.
No mud for me.
Next turn. But that is the end of round 2. You've taken care of the sprites. You have the sphere under your control, but you have not accomplished your goal, and you only have 2 more rounds to do so if you want those extra bonus points. So let's talk about Peepa's actions.
Okay, wait. The object is to have the sphere by the door, correct? And
The
for
object
all of
is
us,
to get the sphere to its receptacle, which nobody has seen yet. But there is a pit, and across the pit, there's this curtain of vines, so nobody even knows what's on the other side of the room yet.
So Fanrae's trying to come back to us to get.
No, she was trying to get to she's trying to get to the other side of the room. She's trying to cross the pit. Nobody has crossed the pit yet.
I'm trying to get over there ahead of the sphere so I can help Hawk as he carries the sphere.
Got it. So then I should probably go across the pit as well to help find what we're looking for.
Getting up to the pit is 1 action, and then as before, you can cross using an acrobatics check, and it is with a critical success, you'll get all the way across. With a regular success, halfway across.
Okay, wish me luck. Here we go. Little leaves don't slip.
You also get a +1, don't you?
That's all right. Don't worry. 6.
6. My friends, that is a failure, but it is not a critical failure. So you do have the option to make a reflex save to try to grab the edge of the pit before you fall in.
Yep.
Go ahead and make it, unless you just want to fall in the pit. Which
No. Sorry. 10.
10.
I rolled a 5 again.
It is nowhere near as graceful as what you saw at a Fanrae. You saw Fanrae do this cool bounce back up onto the board. You thought this will be easy, but you tried to grab on and your little leaves slip right off and you splat down in the mud below. The first thing that's going to happen is you're going to take 6 points of falling damage from the
Owie.
and then you are also covered in this mud, so you are currently clumsy 2.
Okay.
Clumsy, just so you know. I had it open and then I had to produce flame out because somebody was burning my face off.
Welcome.
Clumsy is going to reduce all of your dex-based rolls, and including your armor class, by 2 because you are clumsy 2. Now, if you want to take an action to scrape the mud off of you, you reduce your clumsy condition by 1 for every action you take to clean yourself off. So you're currently clumsy 2. You can take up to 2 actions to clean the mud off of you and remove that condition.
Okay.
But that obviously takes time.
Yeah.
You do note that there is a ladder that will let you climb back up the pit, but you'll be on the same side that you entered from. So you still need to balance your way across.
Okay. Okay. How many? I have 2 actions left because I fell
You have
in.
1 action left. You
One
took
action
one
left?
action, 1 action to move to the pit, 1 action to try to get across. Now you're like lying in this pit and you have 1 action left.
I'll start cleaning myself.
Okay, so you take the rest of your action. So at the end of you just scraping your leaves of the mud,
Wow.
you are clumsy 1, and that is the end of your turn.
Okay.
It is Hawk's turn next. You've got this big glowing sphere in your hands. What do you do?
I'm gonna start making my way back towards that crossway.
Okay, you 1 move action to get to the pit, and then if you want to balance your way across, it'll be an acrobatics check to do so.
I'm gonna. Here we go. Natural 20.
Oh!
Boom,
Wow.
Plus 7, 27.
Yikes.
28, because I had some help from a girl.
Yeah.
You nimbly, almost just like run across in one fluid move. You are now on the far side of the pit. There are some vines ahead of you, but now you sort of brush them aside. You can see that the second half of this chamber is mostly empty, except for a door. And next to the door is this big depression in the wall that looks it would be perfect to place this sphere inside.
I would like to keep moving towards that.
Okay, with your third action, you make your way to that wall, and next turn you'll be, or if somebody can get to you and do it for you, they can put the sphere into the depression. So Hawk had a very successful turn for Hawk, and now we go to Sheog's turn. Sheog, you're still dazzled, but that's it at this point. And there's no targets anyway, because you've brutally slain them. So what do you do?
Dazzled. I don't know if that's gonna be good for me.
It should. It's not going to affect
Yeah.
anything at this point. It's not going to affect anything else in the room, really, unless you
No.
are trying to search for something. Then it
Oh.
would, but otherwise.
Then it's okay. Then I would. Who has the sphere?
Hawk. And Hawk has made
Hawk
it
has
all
this
the way
sphere.
across the pit. He's actually, you can't even
Wonderful.
see him because he's gone through this curtain of vines.
Oh, okay. I was gonna try to go across the pit as well.
Sure,
Just
you
because,
absolutely can.
you know,
Acrobatics check.
Okay, here we go. Let's see. 3.
3 is a critical failure, so you don't even
yeah.
get an attempt to grab onto the edge. You just go running, and Fanrae, you see she's running, and she's rubbing her eyes and still blinking a lot, and you're like, wait, she's not even going towards one of the beams, and she just flings herself off the edge of the pit and splats down into the mud next to Peepa. Sheog, you take 1 point of damage from the fall, and you are clumsy 2, because you are just covered in mud.
Did she get me
She's
more
beauty
dirty
and
again?
she's grace.
No, Peepa, it doesn't
Okay,
get on. You
good.
managed to shy away and not get any on
Okay,
you.
we're doing mud mask here.
Yeah, we are.
That was 2 actions, so you do have 1 more action if you'd like.
But I'd like to use that time to maybe get some of the mud off.
So you do the same thing that Peepa
Yeah.
did. You scrape off some of the mud. At the end of your action, you are clumsy 1 and a little less muddy than you were. Kanshaka, you just saw the most wild dive of your life. What do you do?
Kind of funny, actually.
Jim, how long will it take for me to get to the dresser of candy?
You want to get to the dresser? 1 action, you can get over there.
I would like to let me do this properly because I trust in my dexterity. I want to go to the thing of candy,
Okay.
and I don't know if I can do this in Pathfinder, but I would like to use prestidigitation to get rid of the candy because I'm searching for a hidden item. They said there's a hidden item in here.
So prestidigitation would not make the candy disappear. You can search through the candy if you want to with a seek action, But it would just be a perception check.
Yeah, let me do a seek action then.
Sure.
Prestidigitation is broken in other names. Not better. 14?
14?
Wait, plus 1, 15.
What are you getting the +1 for?
You don't
Don't I
have it
get
anymore. No,
Oh,
it's
never
only
mind.
one round.
Peepa's not inspiring anybody anymore.
No.
14.
14, yeah, you start sifting through the candy. You don't find anything. There's a lot of it. It looks delicious, but it's one action to seek. So you've walked over, you've seeked. You have one more action. You can continue seeking, or you could move somewhere else, or what do you want to do?
What else is up there of note in this room? Because there's the dresser.
The only thing at this point that you haven't really interacted with, or you haven't really tried to cross the pit, and you haven't seen what's beyond the pit because there's all those vines in the way, but you know that Hawk went over there, so you don't even know what's over there really.
All right, I'm gonna try to move over the pit.
Okay, you get to the pit at the end of your action, and you can start making your way across next turn. And it is Fanrae's turn.
Fanrae desperately does not want to get in the mud.
No.
But she sees Sheog is already down there.
Yeah.
So she'll yell down, Sheog, look for the hero token down in the mud.
Oh, okay.
And she will continue across to the other side of the pit.
Okay, acrobatics me.
Ooh, that is a 13.
A 13 again. A failure. You are trying to get your way across, but everybody else has made it like slippery now, and it's just like the beam's uneven. Make a reflex save to try to grab on so that you don't fall.
16.
16, a success. So not as graceful, but you do manage to steady yourself. You don't fall into the pit. You can continue to try acrobatics if you'd like, or unless you want to do something different.
Yeah, I'm going to continue acrobatics.
Okay, trying to get across that pit.
And I will use my other edge.
Okay.
That is much better. 21.
Nice.
21, a success. You get across the pit. You are halfway across the pit, and you need one more success to make it all the way across.
Okay. Do I have another?
You do have
action?
a third
Okay.
action, yeah.
Okay. Again. Ooh, 15.
You barely get to, as you're getting to the edge, your foot slips, but then you just throw yourself forward and manage to keep your balance and are now on the other side of the pit. And that is the end of round 3.
Oh, no.
Round 4 begins.
Oh, no.
It is Peepa's turn. Now, Peepa, you're
Yes.
clumsy 1. You could climb the ladder, and you would be on the other side of the pit where you started. Your target is on the far side of the pit. There's no ladder over there, but you could attempt, if athletics was better for you, you could try an athletics check to try to climb the wall of the pit. It just wouldn't be as easy as climbing the ladder.
My athletics is a -1, and my acrobatics is a 1.
Oh, well, I understand why you would choose the other way then.
So, first I'm going to cast light on, Sheog's weapon, so she can see down the pit, because I heard Fanrae yell down to her. And then I'm going to attempt to climb up the way I can climb up.
Okay, so you just climb up the ladder. So 2 actions, I believe, to cast light, and then 1 action to climb the ladder. You're at the top of the
so I'm
entry side
halfway.
of the pit at the end of your turn.
Okay.
And Sheog has quite a bit more light down in the pit.
Oh, wait, I'm still clumsy 1, so aren't I still...
You are clumsy 1, but climbing the ladder doesn't require a check.
Okay,
Climbing the
okay.
ladder you can do without a check.
Okay, cool.
It is Hawk's turn. You have 3 actions. You've got a depression that would fit the sphere. What do you do?
Oh, I put the sphere in the depression.
Okay. It immediately it's almost like the depression takes it from you. You feel it sink into the wall, and there's this click sound, and the sphere glows even brighter. And as it does, the door that's next to you begins to glow as well, and then it pops open, and now you can walk through it.
Oh.
I yell. I turn around and yell, "Come on, we're running out of time!" And I go through the door.
All right,
Yeah.
you leave the challenge. That's 1 point for leaving the challenge. You do get the bonus because you completed your objective before the time limit. So now you guys have all the time in the world, except you do remember an ominous warning from the adjudicator who led you into the games. She did mention that circumstances get deadlier the longer you stay in the challenge.
No.
So you're not sure if you really have all the time in the world like you think you do.
Hulk remembers this as he walks through the door and is like, oh, all right, I've done it. Oh, and then he just...
but either way, Hawk has completed his part of this game, and it is Sheog's turn. Now, Sheog, as I mentioned, you could try to climb the far side of the pit, or you could use the ladder to make more acrobatics checks, or you could try to search for that hero token you were told is somewhere in this chamber. What do you do?
I'm gonna search for that hero token in the mud and the muck.
Make a perception check to seek.
Okay. Let's see. 22.
Damn.
22. You're like stumbling around in the mud. You can barely see, and you realize that you trying to find this thing in the mud, if it's down here, was probably the worst choice because you can barely see, and you're covered in mud, and you're just stumbling around. But then you like kick the mud because you're getting really frustrated, and your toe catches something.
Oh.
You reach down, and you have this huge copper coin in your hand. Found the hero token.
Yes!
Nice!
Yes!
Oh, I'm so happy. Okay. I gotta get out of there though, right?
Yep, it was just one action to seek, so you still have 2 actions left in your round.
I think. Any way for me to not have to walk across those beams? Because obviously Sheog is not good at that.
You could try to climb the far side of the pit where you are now, which would put you wouldn't have to balance across the beams, but you would have to make an athletics check to climb because there's no ladder like there is on the other side.
I'd like to do that.
Okay. Go ahead.
15.
15 gets you halfway up the wall.
Okay.
One more athletics check will get you to the top of the wall.
Oh,
Can you do it?
Let's see. Oh, 21!
21 does it.
Sorry.
You managed to haul yourself up over on the far side of the room. Now it is just Peepa
Great.
on the far side. She's all alone. She's been abandoned by her crew. She's covered in mud and abandoned.
And
it's so sad.
And me. Don't worry.
Oh, you didn't make it across?
Not yet. I made
Oh,
it two.
for some reason I had it in my head that you did. You could have lied, but I'm glad you didn't. In fact, Kanshaka, it is your turn to attempt this brave feat. What do you do?
So it's me and Peepa on this side, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I'm going to lift Peepa.
Okay.
They don't fight me. And I'm going to try to cross with Peepa.
Okay. It is a very important acrobatics check.
Oh, God.
Oh, boy.
Do you have edges? Use your edges.
I'm going to go ahead and use one of my edges.
Okay. Please.
That's a 20 on the die.
Hats off to you, Kanshaka.
I'm like dancing on his shoulders.
You managed to make it across the rest of the pit with Peepa in your arms. It takes you one action. So one action to pick up Peepa, one action to get across. You have one action left. You could move to the door. You could leave the room if you wanted to. You've got Peepa in hand. You would both exit the challenge.
Who's left inside? It's just
Fanrae and Sheog, but they look like they're on the right side of the pit and they're good to go.
I'm going to go to the door and dump people out.
And you just throw Peepa through the door.
Yes.
She involuntarily exits the challenge, but that's another point. That's another point for the team.
Because it's going to get bad in about
Good
6
point.
seconds.
It's Fanrae's turn. Fanrae, all you got to do is walk through the door.
Tackle it.
Right. That's all I have to do. except, you know, a lot of things are said about her family, and she's not going to allow more to be said about how she treats heroes that she hires. So she's going to hold her action and wait for Sheog and Khan to leave first.
Oh, taking the high road.
Are you going to get to the door first? Are you going to make your way to the door?
Yeah, because Khan's at the door. He's just ready to go.
No, she just looks at Sheog and says, "Go!" And she'll wait for Sheog to actually go, and then she'll take her move actions to go.
That takes us to the end of round 4. As round 5 begins, those of you who are still in the room notice that it is significantly hotter in here. In fact, it's almost unbearably hot and getting warmer. You know that this is probably going to get dangerous very soon. But luckily, you've completed all your tasks. You have only to leave. What do you do, Sheog?
Yeah, I'll go as long as they
Rushes
go.
through the door. Sheog rushes out of the challenge. Another point for the Mythobobs. Kanshaka?
Follow me, pretty lady. He leaves.
Leaves. Another point for Team Mythobob. And Fanrae, you are alone in the challenge room.
Out the door.
He leaves. You have all completed
Yay.
challenge number 1. You have done
We
so
did it.
with all objectives completed, maximum point total acquired, and we will take a break before heading into challenge number 2. We will see you in just a few moments. Woo, this is exciting, guys. I am on the edge of my seat. This is a good one. Oh man.
Jim.
The games we play are the stories we create.
The fortress doors swing open,
Every story is unique.
and the sound of war drums rises.
Sometimes our stories come to us when we least expect them. We need to be ready no matter where inspiration strikes. And sometimes our stories are told over great distances. No matter where your journey leads you or how your story is told. The games we play are the stories we create. Sirenscape can help make yours epic.
Sirenscape is searchable, fast, and customizable from any device with no need to pre-install any sound. Adding epic atmosphere to your game has never been easier.
Hello? Identify yourself.
Hey, Cap! I think I fixed it!
This is Overwatch of Absalom Station aboard the ship Recollection. Due to your distress beacon, we are en route. What is the problem?
Sorry, Poison. We can't talk right now. We are fighting stuff. Leave a message at the beep. Beep!
Wait a second. Didn't you call us?
Fuck. God. Freaking hell every time. Okay, that sucks.
So I guess I'm a little worried about my players. They've just been acting a little strange. Now, don't get me wrong, I think it's great that they're invested in their characters. But I think all this time inside is really starting to get to them. And I'm a little worried they might hurt someone.
Take this!
Or themselves. And I guess I'm not sure what to do. It's becoming a real problem, and...
Gotcha!
Help me.
You'd like to do something else, Chip.
I mean, do I have a Big Box Battle Boss? Is somebody really love Miyuki out there that they want to give me a Big Box Battle Boss?
Or me. I can heal too. I just can't get to her because Jamie decided, the snow's gonna be so deep that you can only move at 75%.
All right.
As I kind of run over there, I look and I kind of like do a double take at Skylar, and I see the dodo, and I look at Skylar and I say, when did Francis get here?
You jerk! You absolute jerk! You don't get to name my dodo! Get out of here, Adam Rady. You're not naming my dodo.
Wait, what's your dodo actually named?
Francis, apparently. Who knew?
The dodo's new to you.
I will walk in there and beat you.
No. No way. Firespace whale?
Yes! It's now a whale hat on our ship.
Hashtag whale hat.
Benzagak leans over to the camera, the drone camera, and says hashtag whale hat.
Exactly.
Frickin' streamers.
Thank you. Ooh.
Hey, are we back? Are we doing it? Are we making it happen?
We're doing it. We're doing it.
Sounds like we are.
Hey,
Boy,
guys.
this has been a lot of fun.
Face.
I have to say that these challenges are going pretty well. I guess I should have expected you to just outright slaughter the fairies, but they could have lived. They could have lived. The candy had been presented to them. It was a real sad turn of events, especially the way, just the brutality that Kanshaka showed, just burning the thing alive in his own hands. It was really, really something.
It tried.
It's all about
it hurt. It hurt my friends. It tried to hurt me twice.
Yeah.
I understand. Why don't we go ahead and hang out with the chat for a few minutes before we get into our second challenge? Let's see what they have to say about all this.
I have a fun one, and I saved it. This was towards Shayog when she was jumping into the pit. Such as Dino says, she's beauty, she's grace, she'll probably eat your face.
Yeah! I love that!
I know, me
that
too.
on a shirt.
Yeah, I loved it too. I had to save it.
The real Gobshite says, I feel like there are two distinct HEI squads, Jim Jam, murder hobos, and then the rest of us. True. That's true.
Point out Scott Denuzzo's very important comment. He said, if I take my glasses off and squint, Nathan kind of looks like Nathan Fillion. So I'm sure everyone heard and saw that one. And now you're all squinting, and now you're like, eh.
I feel like Nathan Fillion's hair usually looks a little better, but
I keep coming on. Everyone's just picking on me. Picking on me this week.
Imp in my head says, diving through mud to find a token. Welcome to Double Dare.
That's right. It's a Double Dare challenge.
Double
Your host, Scott
Dare.
Summers.
We weren't asked 3 random questions for no good reason.
True. You didn't also have to pick a flag out of a giant nose with what looked like green whipped cream.
Boogers.
So
That was the best.
Not yet.
Not yet, but challenge
true.
2 has yet to be revealed.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
I'm so excited about this.
Oh god.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
We have been cheered by Luna Steel Song, Sarah BC1, Silent H, I'm in for life, and I'm in for life gave a BBBB reroll to Peepa.
Thank you, Steven. Thank you so
How
much.
nice for Peepa. All right, let's adventure a little further, shall we?
We shall.
Yes.
Beyond the challenge room, you find a lounge area with several plump couches, a table lined with snacks and drinks, and a plump woman in white robes, absolutely beaming as you walk in. Says, "Oh, hi! You made it through. You did such a good job, and I'm so proud of you. Come in and rest for a few minutes. Have a snack." And as she says, "Have a snack," she's literally just got like plates of snacks, and she's just shoving them in your face. She's, "Are any of you hurt? Do any of you need boopies? What do you do?"
What's a boopy?
Boopy?
She looks down at you and she's, "Oh my goodness, a talking flower. You are just the most precious little thing. I want to keep you here forever and snuggle and cuddle and boop you all day." And she reaches down and like boops you on the nose. She says, "That's boopies." Oh, I love it so much. You're so great.
Khan's clapping. Yay! Yay!
Okay. I shall boop you now.
She's like, "Oh, this is the cutest little, most precious little thing. I would die for you. I will die for you. If anything ever hurts you, you let me know. You let Babs know, and I will destroy them."
Okay. Great.
Adorable little goddess lady. How long until the next challenge? I'm a little tired and I'd like to rest.
You can stay here for as long as you want. And when you're ready, you go through that door over there.
Oh.
You are also just such precious little angels. Is anybody hurt?
Oh, me?
I'm fine.
She
I'm
looks down at
fine,
you.
thank you.
She's like fussing over some of the damaged leaves and vines that compose your body, and she's just like, "Oh my goodness, I can make all of this better. Unfortunately, it does cost 1 of your hero tokens if you want me to give you boobies."
Real quick.
Yes.
Who all needs boopies?
I mean, I'm at 12. Or maybe I can wait.
But everyone else is fine, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right.
No.
Peepa, would you like healing?
It's okay. I can also heal myself if we need to.
You are just the bravest little hero and so precious.
I will take a snack.
She picks you up like this heaping plate of like all kind, like fruits and veggies and sandwiches, and she's just like, "Here you go."
Shalk would like all the foods too, please.
And yeah, I mean, as soon as you say it, she's just like, she gets like almost giddy with the idea that she gets to give you food, and she just starts making plates. In fact, she starts making plates for everybody, regardless of whether they've requested food or not. And soon you all just have these heaping plates of finger foods in front of you.
I think maybe we stay here for a very long time.
That sounds wonderful, yes, but we do need to complete the challenges at some point.
Oh.
Or you will not be paid.
We can always eat all of this when we're done with our challenge.
She sits down on one of the couches, and she says, "Who's going to come over and give Babs snuggies?" Snuggies for Babs.
Khan is already shot from his chair with his plate of food and like curls up. Yep.
So what do you guys do?
Sorry.
No. I just start eating.
Yeah, Hawk's eating, and he says, "Now, we did it, all right, but I don't know. I feel like could have gone a bit smoother, just a little."
Well, I think we have more challenge. Maybe we get it right next time. What do you say, Fanrae?
Smooth or not, we got the job done. But yes, I agree, we could be smarter about it in the future.
Yeah, I will try not to fall in pits anymore.
That would... I was going to say that would be best, but then we wouldn't have gotten the hero token, would we?
No, that's right, yeah. No.
It's almost like
here!
falling in the
Here
pit was
it
the
is.
best thing that could have happened to you.
Is
Well-
everyone done eating?
Oh, yes, I wolf it down.
Yeah,
Shall we-
fine.
Shall we go in?
Yeah.
Babs, is there anything you can tell us about any of the possibilities and challenges, anything you could give us to help us?
She sort of gets up for a moment, walks over to you, and like pinches your cheek and says, "Only that you're the most precious, special, wonderful heroes in the whole world, and I'm sure you're going to do so great. You're going to beat all of the rest of them."
Thank you.
Have you seen the rest of them?
Oh no, I just stay here.
Ah, right.
Well, I feel great now. Do we go?
Yeah.
Yes, I think we should move on.
Oh,
At the far end of the room, at the other side of the room, there's a door that would presumably the only other door that you haven't. It's not the door you came in, so you presume it's the door to go out. And Babs is standing next to it, and as you each like go through it, she like gives you a big hug, and then starts like fixing your clothes. When Khan Shaka comes up, she's like, "Oh wait, you have little smudgies," and like gets the smudges off his face, and then she's just like, "Oh, my handsome little bear boy," and steps aside as you each pass through the door. And find yourselves in a room very much like the room before the previous challenge. It is a blank stone room. There's a door, and there is a plaque underneath the door with a slot for what looks like would be just large enough to accept a hero token.
Real
But
quick,
yes.
question on the hero tokens.
Yes.
Do we get the points just from getting them from the room, or do we need to save them all for the final tally?
So finding the hero token, taking it out of the room gets you the bonus points. And you know that you can spend them, obviously, to get healed from Babs, or you can spend them apparently to get hints about your challenge. And you were told that there's a special reward for a special reward for saving them, but that was not clarified exactly what that was.
Well, first we should see what the challenge is, yes?
Yes.
So Fanrae will look at the plaque, I guess, again.
Okay. This one says, "The radiant sphere must cross the field of battle to reach the other side, but you will find that it is quite out of reach."
Why is there always so many spheres? Guys, we just gotta throw something across something. I don't know.
Throw something across something.
Anybody got a net?
A net.
I got a rope.
I also have a rope.
Me too.
With our powers combined, we can make a net.
You know, we might need to remember that in the future. So I'm glad you bring it up now.
Oh man.
Uh,
Right.
Is there... No.
Should we use the hero token?
What did it say again? Something about radiant light getting it to the other side of the battlefield. They called it a battlefield, yeah?
That's what it was. Yep.
Yeah.
Field of battle.
To me, implies a fight.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Is each challenge 4 rounds, to our knowledge?
Yes.
All right.
Okay.
Each round, each challenge, we have 4 rounds to do something.
Yes.
Yeah.
Complete your task.
Until the bad comes.
Oh God. Oh. You know what? I'm playing con chocolate. I don't think we need to do the hero coin. I mean, you're afraid of things that you don't even see yet. Are you afraid of the next day? Because I'm not. Because every day is a new challenge. So you shouldn't be afraid of what you don't see. And even if we fail, what's the worst going to happen? We come back and we get more food.
Well, yep, that's hard to argue with that.
As long as one of us doesn't fail, we get food. If all of us fails, well, I go back to work. And your family is continue to be shamed. But the rest of us get food as long as one of us crosses.
I don't eat food like you guys do, so I'm okay.
See? It's even better. I get her food.
Right. Well, my idea would be that Hawk and I deal with the sphere as you 3 deal with the battlefield and battlefield control. Yes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hawk? Agreed?
Works for me. He's going to pull one of his arrows out, and he's going to take his rope, and he's going to tie one end of the length of rope to one of the arrows in particular.
Okay.
And then kind of spool it on his pack to where it'll kind of spin off.
Okay.
Just in case.
Smart.
Are any of our compatriots still covered in mud?
Oh.
I assumed that they would have taken the time to scrape the mud off. And Babs would have provided towels so that you can... Unless you like being muddy, you're more than welcome to be muddy if you want to be muddy.
No.
Shayon took mud and drew it under her eyes to remind her.
Also hands an elixir of life to Peepa. Elixir of life minor.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Well,
Wait.
alrighty then.
You want to roll for that one?
What is the roll for that, Jim?
I don't know.
1d6 plus 1.
Aw, thank you.
You want me to roll for it? Or are you taking
Yes,
it now?
please.
All right.
And I'll tell you what,
I might
it
as
won't.
well. Huh? Sorry, Jim.
What'd you get?
3 plus 1 is 4.
All right, 4 health. I was going to say that for healing, we can apply the exploding dice as well. Not just damage,
That
but
would be nice.
Cool.
Ah.
I like it.
Yeah. Thank you.
Interesting.
All right. Shall we?
Okay. Yes.
Quicker we get through this,
Okay.
the quicker we're done, quicker we get your money.
And out comes Shayog's Spellshan.
And
All right.
Fanrae will go to the door to open.
Goes to the door. You open it. You see that this chamber is built like a long stone tunnel. Directly ahead of you, you see a pedestal. Sitting on the pedestal is a large, ornate, handheld fan. The pedestal is covered in writing that you can't quite read from where you're standing. Floating above you, overhead, is a pink cloud. And on that pink cloud is the radiant sphere, shining brightly. There's no way you can reach it, but you look at the far end of the tunnel, and you think in the distance you see a ladder that would be just high enough to reach it if you could somehow get the cloud to the opposite end of the room. You also see that there's a catapult in this room. There are 2 tall pillars carved to look like dragons, and there is a huge block of ice. There is something suspended in that block of ice, something small and round. There is another document for Challenge 2, Wind Tunnel. And if you open that up, that will keep track of some of the things that are the features that you see so that you can ask about them as we move forward. But with that said, you got to roll initiative because this challenge has started.
Oh, 20 on the die.
Oh, nice.
What did you get
16.
total, Peepa?
Sorry. I was
16
starting
for-
to read the thing again. 26 is my total.
Whoa, Peepa's going to be
Wow.
going first again, I think.
16 for Fanrae.
Gotcha, Fanrae. What about Hawk?
Hawk's got a 18.
18 for Hawk. Kanshaka?
That would be a 12.
12 for KS. And old Sheog, what are we looking at?
13.
13 for Sheog. The challenge has begun. Once again, Peepa, in her excitement to win, her bloodlust, reacts first. You have 3 actions, Peepa. What do you do?
Okay. So we have to get the pink cloud down, correct?
You think? You don't know.
Oh.
The pink cloud's there. That's where the radiant sphere is. You don't know what to do other than that.
Can my unseen servant fly?
I am not certain if the
I don't
unseen
think it
servant can
can.
fly, and I don't think it can.
No. Okay. Let me just read this real quick. So halfway across. Okay, so we need that pillar. Okay, I'm gonna inspire courage.
It can.
It can fly?
It can. An unseen servant's physical body is made of force. It can't use attack actions. It can move and interact to do things such as fetch objects, open, unstuck, and unlock doors, hold chairs, and clean. It cannot pass through solid objects.
Hey, that's
Hey.
something.
So I'm gonna command my unseen servant to grab the cloud
Okay.
with the orb down.
So casting Unseen Servant is a 3-action spell.
Two
so
action
as soon
spell.
as I'm at least on Archives of Nethys, it says 3 actions.
Oh, I have down here too. Let me see.
Look, let's just take the middle
Unless
number.
you're right.
half
That's fine.
down.
No, that's fine. I thought it was 2, but that's fine.
So when you
Yours
cast
down.
it, you don't have you have to command it because it has a minion with the summon trait. So you need to take an action to command it. So you can
Okay.
cast it this round. Next round, you can start commanding it. When you command it, it will have 2 actions of its own.
Okay,
So you use one of your actions to command, it gets 2 actions when it is commanded.
great. Thank
With
you.
that, we go to Hawk's turn.
Hawk's just going to run up to that pedestal
Okay.
and try and interpret the writing.
Sure. In our chat, the Zoom chat, I am going to drop what you see. I'm also going to drop it in the Twitch chat, and there is a chance that it's also going to appear on the screen in some way, but I'm not 100% certain if that's going to happen. And I will read it aloud as well. You see, Say My Name and I Will Howl by Simon Descateau. Hurry can you hear the wind now whipping through the streets. Hurry can you feel the rain fierce and stinging on your cheeks. Hurry can you hear the thunder crash with deadly glee. Lightning flashes, fiery murder, hurry can you flee. The ocean seethes, churns and whirls, the waters rise and rise. You must escape to claim your glory, say my name to move your prize. You notice, oddly, that hurry and can seem to be misspelled, like there's no space between those 2 words. But it's carved that way into the stone. You have 2 actions left, my friend. What do you do?
I think Hawk would just look at it. Does it look like the fan is all a part of this pedestal as well?
No, it's like one of those fans that you can like snap open and close. Like you could pick it up. It's an object. Yeah.
So I think Hawk will pick it up and say, Hurricane?
As soon as you say hurricane, there is this incredible blast of force from the fan, and the pink cloud gets pushed about a third way into the room. However, you notice that as soon as it gets pushed forward, there is this sound like the flapping of wings, and a dark shadow swoops into the cloud, and you hear this and something large and stony and winged just knocks the radiant sphere onto the ground, where it shatters into a million pieces. Then there is a haze in the air, and suddenly, poof, there is a pink cloud right over the entrance with a radiant sphere sitting atop it. And you can see now this flapping creature that seems like maybe it's made of stone is just standing there are flying there in between you and the far side of the room. He's like, yeah, get some, got some, bring it. What do you do with your third action?
I think gee.
I got him. I got him good.
What the heck? Can I move toward? Do I have the movement to get to investigate the catapult?
You can get to the catapult, and that would be your third action, and that would be the end of your turn now. But then you could investigate it the next round.
All right. I will do that.
You move over to the catapult, and then it is Fanrae's turn.
Fanrae will move to the pedestal.
Okay.
Would Hawk have read that out loud, or did I just hear him say hurricane and then this happened?
I mean, you could, when you get to the pedestal, you could read it for yourself and see that even if he hadn't said anything. So, but you definitely saw that effect. Like as soon as he had said that with the fan in his hand, it was just like, boom, and it pushed the pink cloud.
Then, after reading the poem and putting it all together, Fanrae is going to say, someone get to the catapult, and someone check on the dragon pillars, and I'll wait to say hurricane again.
Okay. It is Shayog's turn after that.
This flying creature, he doesn't have the sphere, does he?
No, he knocked it off the cloud where it shattered on the ground and then reappeared back at its starting position.
Okay. All right. I'd like to approach him.
Okay.
Is
Just
that
so you
okay?
know, he's flying about 15, 20 feet up in the air. So he's above you.
Yeah. Okay. And then I'd like to put away my falchion and take out my javelin.
Okay.
And just
all right.
chuck it at this guy.
All right. If you want to put away your
that's one action.
Your sword, that would be an action, and then drawing. You can drop your falchion as a free action and then throw. But if you want to, otherwise, then it'd be on the ground. So
may I use my BBBB?
Those aren't extra actions; those are rerolls.
Oh, that's right.
Ben
that's
does it either way.
Darn. I'll drop my falchion.
Okay.
And then
that will give you just enough actions to throw the javelin. I am gonna sink you because I don't want you to hit.
Oh man. Okay. All right.
You do have an edge if you want to balance it.
Oh, I do. Oh, yes. Thank you very much. Yes, I'm going to use that. Okay.
So straight die roll. Well, plus
22.
Nice.
22 is a hit. That'll do it.
Oh, that brought me joy. Okay. Here we go. Come on, help me out here. Roll. 7.
7. This javelin goes up into the air, and it almost like bounces off the stony height. You see like a little score in the stone, but most of it just bounces off of this thing, and it's looking down on you. It's like, what you got? That was weak. Get out of my house. Get out of my house.
Oh, I'm very disappointed.
And it is Kanshaka's turn.
Got a dunk on.
Okay, Jim, where's the ice that you said was in here?
The ice is so there's the pedestal is almost directly in front of you. To the left, you've got this catapult. To the right, you've got this big old block of ice.
How big are we talking? Like
almost like a 5 feet by 5 feet, like a huge block. It's 5 feet cubed.
Like a Diana by a Diana.
Yeah. 1 Diana by 1 Diana by 1 Diana.
By 1 Diana.
Because of how actions work, Kanshaka is going to look around and shrug, walk over to the catapult. Is there anything around the catapult?
You get to the catapult, looking around, you can see that there's like this pile of weird ammunition. It looks like weighted nets that you could load into the catapult and fire them.
Oh.
Khan shrugs as a free action.
Okay.
Grabs the net, Put it into the catapult.
You load the catapult with one action, so you have one action left. Now, the catapult is very unwieldy, and so to use the catapult, now that we've gotten to this phase of the challenge, using the catapult requires 3 actions. 1 action to load, minimum 1 action to aim, 1 action to fire. However, you can spend multiple actions aiming. For every action you spend beyond the first, you get a +1 bonus to the shot. Multiple people can assist in this. So, for example, one person can spend all their actions aiming while another person fires. It's up to you to divide how you want to do that. But otherwise, so you've already loaded it. It needs to be aimed with at least 1 action, and you have 1 action left.
I am going to aim it.
All right, you begin aiming the catapult, and now somebody can fire it, or they can continue to spend actions to aim the catapult for bonuses. But after Kanshaka's turn, it is the end of round 1, and we move to Pipa.
So, Jim, so I'm just reading this thing again. Have we seen the Sacred Hollow yet?
You would presume that is where you put the sphere, and you have to assume it's at the end of the room, but you haven't been over to the end of the room yet, so you don't know where it is exactly.
Okay. I'm going to command my unseen servant to pick up a net.
Okay. Goes over to the catapult, picks up a net, and that would be 2 actions. So it's done for the round, but it has a net in its hand. Now, just so you know, it can't take attack actions. That's in the text of the spell. So it can't use the net on the creature.
No, I was going to use it on the sphere, but yeah.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Understood.
Okay.
But either way, it's got it now. You still have 2 actions left of your own.
Oh, I do.
Yeah.
Well, then I will start singing and inspire courage.
Inspiring courage is always a great one, and that you still have 1 action left if you want to take it. If you want to move anywhere.
I would move closer. I would probably scuttle closer to Kanshaka, where the catapult is.
Sure. So you scuttle over. So you get over to the catapult. You're singing, and you have an unseen servant in play with a net in its unseen hands, and that takes us to Hawk's turn.
So remember, everyone gets +1 to attacks, damage, and saves. Just to remind you guys.
Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you. Hawk is going to aim for 2.
All right.
Shoot for 1.
That will give you a total of +2 for aiming. And of course, you get the +1 from the Inspire Courage. So this net is loaded and ready to launch. I am going to sink you.
Oh,
rude. Well, technically, Lamar aimed for 1. I aimed for 2, right?
Yes, 2 additional actions have been spent aiming.
So it's a total of 3?
No, so the first aim action doesn't give you a bonus. It just allows you to make the shot. Additional actions beyond the first one give you a +1 for each one.
Okay, and his aiming doesn't count to help my aiming.
He took the first aim action, which gives no bonus. It just allows you to line up the shot. You fine-tuned his aim to give yourself +2.
Okay, so I went up to +2 plus Diana's minus your sync plus my edge. It's gonna be a +3.
All right.
Let's see. Now that's a 17 on the dice.
Oh my gosh!
A soft 20. Do I add anything else to that?
Explosion.
You do not add anything else to that. You have added all the things you can add to it, but a soft 20 will miss. You fling this net as far as you can, and this creature like nimbly ducks under where the net's going. He's like, "What was that? Weak, bro, weak. You're never netting me. Never gonna net me."
Oh God.
Oh no.
So it's gonna block that. All right.
That would make it Fanrae's turn.
Oh boy. These dragons halfway through the room.
Yep.
What can I perceive about them?
Are you moving up to them, or do you want to try to do that from back where you are?
No, I'm gonna do it from back right.
Okay, make a seek action, but there's probably not. Yeah, that's not a fine detail thing, because they're basically the dragon statues are 2 moves ahead of you, so they're about 60 feet away.
Oh. Yeah, I'm still gonna do it.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay, 22.
22. From this distance, you can see that they look like they're very ornately carved. And you notice with a 22, you notice that there's just a little bit of like black around where like the dragon's nostrils would be on each of the two pillars.
Okay. Okay, so they blow fire. Cool. Jamie's brain is exploding. Okay,
I've done it. I got her brain.
He got mine too, Jamie.
Right? Okay.
It's not you. It's him.
So, I hate this little stony dude. He's the rudest. I want him to go away as far as possible. But I don't know what else to do besides just trying to say hurricane with this fan in my hand. See what happens.
Well, you don't have the fan. Hawk has the fan.
Oh, you took it with you?
Oh yeah, I never did say I put it down.
So Hawk has the fan.
Can I say hurricane and see if anything happens?
You can. Nothing happens when you say it.
Cool. This is super fun.
It would take you one move to get to Hawk if you wanted to try to get the fan from him.
No, I'm just gonna yell back to him and Khan and say, whenever you get this, whatever he is, make sure to use the fan. And I will move forward closer to the dragons to try to figure out how they play into this puzzle.
Okay, so I believe you still had 2 actions left, so you could get up to where those pillars are. You're basically, the pillars are on either side of the room facing each other, and I know you can't see my other hand up there. I can't.
I got you. I got
They're like
you.
this,
Yeah.
And you're still on the far side of them, but you're looking at them, and you can see.
Okay.
I mean, they're pretty ornately carved. And that is your 3 actions, so that will take us to Sheog.
I don't know. I'd like to pick up my falchion.
Okay, you pick it up.
And oh no. I'd like, let's see, can I like power attack this guy? Is that pointless? Probably, because he's terrible. I'm gonna cross over to the catapult.
Okay.
And say, okay, you know, I cannot hit him. How can I help here? Do you want me to get in the catapult and you can launch me?
I didn't see that solution to our problem, but dang, if you guys aren't creative.
So I will sit in the catapult and wait until somebody launches me.
So you sit in the catapult.
That's amazing.
You can see the flying stone guy is now looking at you. He's like, "What are you doing? What are you doing, bro? You're crazy. What are you doing?"
Oh yeah, crazy like fox, okay?
And that is the end
Yeah.
of Sheog's turn. We go to Kanshaka. Kanshaka, Sheog is sitting in the catapult.
This might be outside of Khan's knowledge, but is Sheog small enough to be launched by such a catapult?
Sure, why not? It's yeah, I'm gonna allow it.
Launch the
Okay,
I'll allow it.
So
I'm telling you it'll happen.
All right. Second question: is there a ceiling on this in this place?
There is. This is a very, very. It's a very arched ceiling. Like it's like this thing that's flying, and the cloud itself. They're hovering about 20 feet up, but even then, like the ceiling's even further than that. So this is like a 35 foot ceiling.
Okay, I'm going to try something that is probably not going to be allowed. I'm going to pick up some ammunition and put it in Sheog's lap.
Okay.
I'm going to turn around. I'm going to try to get like a running start up a wall and pass form into a spider.
Okay. Just so you know, pest form into a spider, you will be like a small spider, right? Like a teeny spider?
It says tiny animal like a cat.
So you'd be like a tarantula-sized spider.
Yes.
That works for me. Okay. You turn into a big old spider. Sure. I don't see why that wouldn't work. You're a tight spider. And it is the end of round 2. I don't know what's happening here, guys. I've lost all control of this challenge.
I have an idea.
It is Pipa's turn.
It might not work, but it's an idea.
May I command my servant to net the globe up there?
Yeah, it can go over and try to place the net over the globe. It would take an action to get there, because it can flies over there, and then 1 action to lay the net over the globe. So that's its 2 actions, but then it does that. It does those things.
And then can it start coming down to me?
It only gets 2 actions.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Because it's a minion, so yeah.
Okay.
But you have 2 more actions as well.
Could I possibly hop onto the catapult and try to launch Shayog?
Now, I love the idea of launching Shayog. I will say that 2 people in the catapult is too many. There wouldn't be any room, even though you're small. That would just not work.
Okay.
Well, now I will say they did it in Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. It was Kevin Costner and Morgan Freeman.
You know,
and Pipa is small.
That is the guiding canon in my life. You know what? If you want to sit on Shayog's lap and get launched with her, who am I to say no? Who am I to deny the world this?
Yes!
Listen. Help aim first. Help aim first.
People, come snuggle next to me. We'll throw things.
Yeah, but what if I end up getting crushed?
Oh,
what if?
Physics says you are.
Yeah, I'm not going to sit on with you. Next time I'll try and aim catapult. Or if you don't allow me to be on there, then I'll start heading over towards the ladder.
You begin making your way over to the ladder. You get to Fanrae. You have another action if you want to keep going. Fanrae's standing there. You go past her.
Yes.
Okay, you begin crossing where the statues are,
Oh, this
and
is bad
suddenly
news.
a huge gout of flame from your left and your right whooshes across the entire space. You need to make a reflex save.
Oh no.
I'm gonna use my edge.
I'll sink it.
Whatever.
Oh.
Whatever. I'm gonna use my reroll.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Hey. Okay. 17 plus 5.
17 plus 5 is good. It's not a critical success.
It's fine.
But you're gonna take some fire damage.
I'm gonna. Oh yeah.
I'm rolling damage. Oh man, what if I explode these dice just like I explode your character? Oh my gosh! 2 6s on a d6. That's 2 explosions. Oh no, this is so bad. You're gonna take half damage, so this might save you. No more explosions. So let me calculate this up. Oh no, 22
Okay, if you're past
points.
20, okay, I'm Chris. I'm literally like the autumn leaves when you step on them and they go crunch, crunch, crunch. I'm
Well,
gone.
here's the thing. It's 22 points of damage, but you made your save. So you take 11 points of fire damage.
Okay, I'm barely standing up. Ouch.
And you are crispy. You can keep going through your move if you wanted to, or you could stay on this, you can sort of scuttle back where Fanrae is. Did you want to keep going, or are you going to back up?
Oh, fuck. Oh, God. I'm scared if I keep going, it's going to be more fire, but then I'm scared if I go back, it's going to be more fire. Okay, I'm going to go back towards Fanrae.
All right, so Fanrae, you see that your Leshy friend is just engulfed in flames, and you think, oh, that's it, she's dead. There's no way. But somehow she throws herself backward just at the last second, and she's still smoking, singed, like her leaves are all blackened and burnt, but she's now like leaning up against your thigh and like barely on her feet. and she shakes off and like soot from her burnt vines, and she looks bad off, but she survived.
Okay. I'm staying right here.
And that will take us to Hawk's turn.
Oh God.
Now, do we get to carry over the aiming that's already happened?
So no, because you fired.
It like
and nobody has
jolted.
aimed yet. So once it gets fired, the whole thing's jolts. You have to re-aim it. So
all right,
it still needs to be aimed for the one action just to fire it at all, because it's off kilter.
Yep.
If you spend more than one action, then you'll get those bonuses that we talked about.
2 actions in a launch, dude.
That's not gonna be enough.
You have a body on there. Maybe it can like twist in the air.
Hawk's gonna yell out. He's like, "We need more time with this catapult to make it work."
I will say this, because Sheog is going to be a big factor in what happens after the ammunition is launched. Your attack doesn't need to be as good as if you were just launching a net, because some of that will depend on Sheog.
True. I think Hawk's okay. Then Hawk's just gonna shake his head. He's like, "I don't understand these people." He's gonna take 1 aim, 2 aim.
Okay, that gives you a +1 bonus.
Give it an edge.
That's a +2.
Peepa's thing is already gone, right?
Yeah, I
no,
don't think she's been maintaining
it's the new
that.
round. It's the new round now.
All right. I guess because I'm the only one here now to even fire it.
Could
we
fire it from the sea? Khan Shaka is there, and as we've
Khan
discussed
Shaka's
about Kevin Costner's Prince of
No,
Thieves.
Khan Shaka is currently a spider.
Oh, Khan Shaka's a spider. I believe that in Prince of Thieves, they launched themselves.
Yeah.
And since that's the canon that we're going with, Sheog could launch herself.
All right, I will just aim it one more time then.
Okay, so you spend all 3 actions aiming.
But
Just lining Sheog up.
Yeah, I will still use my edge for whenever she does it.
Okay.
And I'll say, launch it!
This is going to be the greatest thing we've ever done in Dragons and Things. Regardless of how it pans out, because it's going to be amazing. It is Fanrae's turn.
Oh gosh.
You saw
Okay.
Bad News Bears with the dragon statues.
Yeah.
Peepa's barely alive. What do you do?
I'd like to re-inspect these dragon statues for an off switch.
Making a seek check. Go ahead and perceive.
Come on.
Oh, that's a 19 on the
Nice.
die. That's a 24.
You immediately see that there is a panel in the wall. The panel, when you get closer to it, you can actually like hear the hum of machinery behind it. Now it looks like you'd have to peel the panel away, but then you could get into there, and maybe that would be a way to disable these things.
Yeah, that's gonna be Fanrae's course of action.
Okay.
At this
So
point.
you begin to pull the panel, but you note that it wants to stay closed. It's constantly fighting you. You need to make an athletics check.
Ugh. Okay.
Come on, come on.
You're strong.
22.
22. You just force it open. You can now see like gears and machinery beyond. You know that like if you could sabotage this, you could stop these pillars from spitting fire. However, this thing still wants to close. You would have to hold it open. Like you can't do this alone.
Oh boy. Peepa? You wanna come help?
Okay.
And Fanrae will attempt to. Do I know what skill it would take to turn it all off?
Craft would be one skill that you could use, or thievery. You could just try to basically, craft would be like, I'm trying to disable it. Thievery would be like, I'm just going to get in there and smash, like destroy the device so it doesn't work anymore.
Fanrae is going to wait for Peepa to come over and decide if she'd rather hold it open or disable it.
Gotcha.
Because I don't know what she's good at.
It is my favorite turn of the round.
Oh.
Sheog, what do you do?
Wait! Did Jim just say his favorite turn was not his own?
Yes.
This time it's not me who's about to kill a player.
As the children say.
Oh God, I hope not.
Yeet.
Sheog launches the catapult.
Launches the catapult, and immediately you are flung through the air. And this stone creature is just watching in abject horror as you come flying toward it with a net in your hand, eyes wide and wild, ready to wrap this thing up. And I need you to make what is probably the most important attack roll that has been made on this show to date.
Okay.
I don't have any edges.
What do I do?
Just make an attack roll.
Can we give edges?
Okay.
Oh no, sorry, this is not Ben's game. I don't know.
Wait, do I have an edge to use? I have an edge.
You do have one.
Can I use that edge, please?
Yes.
You absolutely can.
And I used mine to help aim. Does that factor in?
Yes, so though you said you wanted to give her an edge for aiming, and I'll allow that as well.
Cool.
Okay.
15.
Okay.
Oh, you got that reroll?
Okay.
Maybe
You do
15
have a
total?
Yeah, did you add your stuff? Add your things.
15.
Make it as if it were a javelin attack. So it's a
That would be
ranged
a dirty
attack.
20.
So it's a dirty 20.
Yeah.
Reroll it.
Dirty
Reroll.
20. You see that you are just barely up, and you're gonna miss this creature.
Reroll! No,
Yes.
You can reroll, yes.
Please help me. Please help me.
You broke him! You broke him!
22!
Yeah, okay!
That is a success. You go launching and just clobber this thing with your body and wrap the net around it, and you are hugging it down, and you both go plummeting to the ground. Now you are going to take a little bit of falling damage.
Oh,
It happens.
Just
oh.
3
Worth
points
it.
of falling damage, but you are both now on the ground. And this thing is like struggling under the net, but it can't free itself. It's like, bro, this sucks. This is BS, bro. You so stupid.
suck.
I can't believe you're doing this, bro. Get off me, bro.
Yes,
But
bro.
you have
This is what you
succeeded.
get. Oh.
You know what? You've got another action. What do you want to do?
Headlock.
What? I mean, what does one even do after?
What does? I don't even know.
Oh, so amazing.
Can she just slap him in the face?
Oh, yes. Absolutely. You just slap him in the face.
Slap. This is what you get when you mess with someone who is me, okay?
It's Kanshaka's turn. You're a spider, bro. What do you do?
Oh my god.
Now that I see that
Oh.
all the plans have gone well, because that plan did not look like it was going to go well, Khan is going to no longer be a spider.
Okay, you
that was a
revert
waste of
back
a
to
spell.
Kanshaka form.
I speak to a hawk and say, I think you can win the thing now, bro. And with that, he's going to go over to the ice cube.
Okay.
And like kick it towards the dragons.
Okay. Walking over is one action. You move the thing. You just kicking it doesn't work, but you just sort of lay your weight into it. It does start to move across the floor with you. Now, the only question that I have for you then is, did transforming back into your human form cost an action?
I think that's a free action, but let me confirm. It says you can dismiss the spell, but it doesn't tell me.
Dismissing is usually an action.
Okay.
So basically, you move it to at the end of your movement with the ice block, you're now standing next to this struggling gargoyle and Sheog, who's just slapping it in the face. And that will take us to the end. That's the end of round 3.
Oh no.
Top of round 4. Peepa.
Okay, as I'm running to Fanrae, I'm going to say, move the ice block into where I got fried at and have it dissolve the ice block to get the coin. And then I run over to Fanrae.
Okay, you are near Fanrae. What do you do?
I'm going to use my thievery and try to. Oh wait, we have to wait because that's the fire, isn't it? Is this the fire?
Yeah.
Oh, poop.
You could hold.
So now that you've already started your turn, you can ready an action.
Okay, I'll ready it.
You still have 2 actions left, so you can ready an action. I assume the trigger is when the ice gets melted by the fire, you'll Thieves' Tool.
Yes.
Okay, so you are on hold until that happens, Peepa.
Okay.
And it is Hawk's turn.
Hawk has the fan.
Yep.
Hurricane.
The cloud gets blasted, but from where you're standing, it gets blasted into the wall because you had moved over to the catapult. So your angle's all wrong for the wind.
I aim it then.
But you'd have to move back over. You have to physically move it because the source of the wind is you. So you need to be on the one side of it to get it to move the way you want it to.
Gotcha. So I'll go wherever I need to be for that.
Sure. You go over right to where you are under the cloud. So it was 1 action to activate with Hurricane, 1 action to move. You can activate again using Hurricane if you'd like.
I will activate it again.
Okay.
Okay.
The cloud blasts and is now hovering basically over. It's basically now hovering over Kanshaka and the ice block. And that is the end of your actions, Hawk. Fanrae, you're holding on. If you want to keep holding on, you need to make another athletics check because it's trying to force its way closed.
Question.
Yes.
Could I... Never mind, I'll just make the athletics check.
If you you could try to jam it if you wanted to. You could try to disable that as a separate thievery check if you wanted.
Sure, I'd love to do that.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, with
so just make a thievery check to try to jam the door open, and then you won't have to hold it.
18.
That is a success. You managed to basically, you reach in real quick, and you see, the gear that's turning to try to crank this thing. You just grab onto the axle and rip it out, and you disconnect it, and now it can't close on its own, so it's just stuck open.
Awesome.
So disabling is 2 actions. You still have 1 action left.
Fanrae will pull out the leaf that Peepa had given her earlier in the day and just kind of wedge it back in and go, you look all right to me.
She does not feel better. She receives no healing from that, but it is a gesture.
Emotional healing, Jim.
I love it.
Sheog, it is your turn. This thing is now pinned under the net. It doesn't look like it's going to be able to struggle free. What do you want to do?
Oh, it will not struggle free? So I have to tie it up?
You've got him tied up.
I will stand up and run over to Fanrae to try to help her.
Okay, you are over by Fanrae. Kanshaka. Sorry, did you have something else you wanted to try?
No.
Oh, actually, Fanrae, you get there, just so you know, because I believe if you have craft or thievery, you could also try to disable the device. But it does look like Peepa is purposely waiting to do that, so it's up to you. But technically, you do have the actions to do it if you wanted to.
No, I'm going to wait and let... Peepa looks ready to stab into these gears, so I'm going to let her handle that. I got it.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, if that's all you're going to do, then it is Kanshaka's turn.
I'm going to yeet the ice block between the dragons.
You're going to yeet that, I assume, so that you are not in the line of fire. So if you're going to do that, I do need you to make an athletics check to try to push it with your body without submitting yourself to the danger.
Athletics?
Yep.
17?
17 is enough. You do manage to just give it one good shove, and it slides between the statues, and sure enough...
Yeah!
And then as the fire dies away, you see sitting on the ground a shining copper coin, the hero token.
I will pick that up once the fire is away.
That is unfortunately the end of round 4.
Oh,
You've got the hero token, but you've lost the time bonus. It is now Peepa's turn.
Okay.
Or actually, Peepa, you had readied an action, so as the thing melts, you can now make a thievery check.
Okay, here we go.
At the end of round 4.
19 on the die, plus 1, 20.
You easily sabotage the inner mechanism that is causing the thing to blast fire. You now believe that it would be safe to pass between the statues.
Great.
It is now the top of round 5, and now you get your full 3 actions. It is now your turn again. So
okay, so we still need the sphere, right?
Yeah, the sphere is still back a little ways. It looks like Hawk has got the fan, and he's going to start blowing it your way, unless you want to...
I still have my servant.
You do have the unseen servant, yes.
Can I try to get the servant to fly up and start pushing it towards us, I guess?
The servant cannot push the sphere. If the servant pushes the sphere, it'll fall and shatter.
Okay.
Can the servant can't move the cloud without the wind?
He at least covered it with the net, correct?
Yes, he's got it with the net, yes.
Okay. I'm just going to, I'll start singing Inspire Courage, and then as I'm singing, I would say, use your arrow to get the rope down. Because you tied the rope on the arrow.
Yeah.
Or not. You don't want to like my idea. That's okay.
Hawk, it is your turn, so you can act however you choose.
So I'm Inspiring Courage. Everyone has +1s.
Thank you. Oh, yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
I think Hawk says, I like it, but I think the magic might be too powerful. And so he's gonna say, hurt, like line it up. I'm lining it up.
Right. Well, you're in the right spot now.
So, Hurricane,
it gets blasted. It skids just past those statues. You realize if you hadn't disabled the statues, it would have just gotten burned up by the fire. It might have been reset. But now it needs one more good blast to be over by that ladder that's down at the far end of the chamber.
So he'll run up and say Hurricane again, and then tell them, someone go up the ladder, get it.
So it gets blasted. It's now sitting this cloud is right next to this ladder at the far end of the room that you are all about halfway across. That is all 3 of Hawk's actions. Fanrae, what you doing?
Fanrae will run to the other end of the room to that ladder and...
Rush to the ladder.
Do I have enough action to push the sphere in?
It is a mere 1 action to move to the ladder. But you notice that the rungs of the ladder seem to be made of ice. And it will require an athletics check to climb.
Oh, boy. Okay. Athletics, huh?
Yep.
That is a dirty 20.
Dirty 20 is enough. You get to the top of the ladder. Now the ladder, so the rungs of the ladder it's like the ladder goes all the way up to the ceiling, but you get to right where the thing is, the
sphere.
Cloud. Yeah, the cloud. And you see that the cloud and the sphere. You see that the sphere is the same size as the other one, so you would need both hands to grab onto it, and you're holding on to these icy ratter lungs. What do you want to do?
Yeah, that's a great question, Jim.
You do have 1 action left.
Risk it for the biscuit.
How high up is she?
She's about 20 feet up.
Okay.
What could go wrong?
Right. Can I use acrobatics to balance myself and not slip while reaching for the orb, the sphere?
So just so you know, like your feet would be on these icy things, and you've got this basically giant yoga ball that you're trying to hold.
Yeah.
It's not impossible. You're a hero after all, but what you are asking is very difficult.
Now, Jim, it also has the net. So could she possibly grab the net? Like kind of like cup the sphere with the net?
Yeah, okay.
I could catch her?
I would say that you could hold it because it's netted. You could hold it in one hand because you could just grab onto the net.
Yeah.
But it would still require a check because you have to
Okay.
climb one-handed down this icy ladder.
Okay. I grab with one hand.
Okay.
And you said acrobatics?
Acrobatics to climb down. Difficult, but possible.
What about a natural 20?
Fine.
25.
Fine. You get to the bottom of the ladder, the netted sphere in hand.
Yeah.
And it is now Sheog's turn.
Sheog turns to the group and says, "So, like, we can get out of this room now, yes?"
Go.
And she heads towards the door.
You head to Fanrae. Fanrae's holding this sphere. You see that there's a door, and on next to the door there is this recess in the wall, much like the last room. So you would need to place the sphere in there to unlock the door.
Oh, okay. I take the sphere from Fanrae, turn and put it into the...
And it fits clunk right in there. The door opens, and at this point there's no time factor. And, well, no, actually there is. I forgot about one very important thing. So it's all three of your actions to get to the end of that. And then it's Kanshaka's turn.
Oh, no.
Kanshaka picks up the hero coin.
Okay.
Walks to the door.
Okay, picking up the hero coin is one action. Walking to the door is the other action. I will say this, one thing that I forgot to mention on round 5 is that it has been getting increasingly colder. It's not uncomfortable just yet, but you get the feeling that it's about to be.
Oh no. Oh no.
Okay.
Oh no.
You do have one action left, Kanshaka.
Oh.
I'm a forest bear, so I'm gonna...
You gonna skedaddle?
I'm gonna get some more food.
Kanshaka leaves the challenge.
He's ready for snuggles
with the hero
Babs.
coin. Hero token achieved, and you guys have at least 1 point for this one. That is the end of round 5. And at the top of round 6.
Okay.
Boy, is it cold in here.
Oh no! Oh no!
Pipa, you need to make
Oh no!
a fortitude save.
Oh no! Okay.
Okay.
Okay. All right. 16.
16?
Yeah.
It's a pass.
Okay.
But, I was thinking,
Oh,
what
what?
if we did something that we did before? There
What?
was another GM who was stacking sinks on rolls.
No.
And if I stacked 2 sinks on this 16, it would become a failure.
I'm gonna sink one of those because I have a sink too. I'm looking at you.
So if you sink your own roll, it'll get even better for me, which I'm
sinking
super
your
excited.
roll.
No.
I'm not making a roll. I'm
You're
just
not.
sinking your roll. I'm
Oh,
sinking
I
your
see what you're
fortitude
saying.
save twice to make it a failure,
Fine.
which means that you are going to take 5 points of cold damage.
I'm gonna use
as-
mercy.
Okay, you reduce that to 4 points of cold damage.
So I'm standing up on 1 hit point.
Oh no, it is your turn. You failed your save, so you are stunned 1. Or slowed 1, sorry, slowed 1. So now you have 2 actions instead of 3.
Okay. Can I? How far? No, I wasn't. I'm running. I'm barely running.
With 2 full actions, you could get out of the
Sorry,
challenge.
I was looking at my papers. Okay, I'm out.
You flee the chamber, and that is another point for the team as we go to Hawk's turn. Hawk, I need that same fortitude save from you, my friend.
Right, let me just double check that number.
Thank you for my mercy.
20?
20 is a pass. You take half damage from the cold. You take 1 point of cold damage, and you are not slowed, so you have a full 3 actions.
A run? Is there anyone... I've got 3 actions, right?
Yep.
Is there anyone right by the door that I can, tackle through the door?
Not really. Everybody else who has gotten up to the
No.
door has gone through.
We're by the mechanism.
I got Fanrae.
If Fanrae, you wouldn't be able to carry her through the door with you.
Okay, nor Sheog? Okay.
No.
Then I'll just run through it.
All right, you run through. Another point for the Mythalbobs. Fanrae, you know what you got to do.
Yeah, so it's just me and Sheog, yeah?
Just you and Sheog in the room.
She'll hold back and let Sheog go.
Okie dokie.
But I will make the fortitude save.
All right.
15?
15?
Oh, that's the same as
That's a pass.
Oh,
That's a pass.
Oh.
You take half damage and are not slowed. That is 1 point of cold damage and you are not slowed.
Cool.
Sheog, you're the only one left in the room. It's a fortitude save from you, and then you can get out of there if you want.
Come on, Sheog.
18.
Okay.
18 is a pass, so that's half damage.
Okay.
That is 2 points of cold damage. You are not slowed because you passed, and you can just exit the room if that's your wish. Unless you want to stay around, I won't disagree.
No.
You know what? I think I'll go.
Fine. You leave the room, and then that will trigger Fanrae's action to leave the room, and you have completed and successfully Challenge 2. Challenge 2.
Good night.
You did get that time bonus, bringing your total score to 17 points out of 20 possible. And why don't we just take a few minutes to talk to chat? Because I need a moment. I need a moment.
Yeah.
God.
We just had so much love for that catapult launch. Thing.
Yay. Can I tell you my favorite comment from Imp in my head was Brogoyle.
Yes.
Brogoyle.
Good.
Oh no. Adam Kimbleton said, I think this beats bobsledding.
Oh.
It might. That was intense. The catapult scene was pretty good. Pretty darn good. Imp in my head also said Shaka picks up the coin and just thinking of Snuggies from Babs now.
Yeah, I think whoever's running the DaT network right now is wondering if Alan Rickman's going to try digging anyone's heart out with a spoon now that we just started this track
Oh my goodness.
This is now a Prince of Thieves based show.
Absolutely.
And all of our canonical decisions will be made using them. That is a guideline.
You have no idea how happy that makes me. Yeah, a lot of people saying that got frosty, haha. I'm in for life, and then that was tense from Nessie of the lake called Ness. Nailed it.
Loved it.
Speaking of Nessie, Scott Denuzo gifted a sub to Nessie of the Lake called Ness, and then
Nice.
followed by Yenrock Oz.
Oh, nice. Welcome to the channel, Yenrock.
Yeah, all good stuff.
Boy.
Oh, man.
Wow, wow, wow.
I just needed to lay down.
It's exhausting to run this much excitement for so long.
Imp in my head also said that we went from Double Dare to American Gladiators. And
Wrong.
Not wrong.
Yes.
Ooh, Kitsu723 just jumping in there with some cheering as well.
Thank you.
Nice. Thanks for the cheers.
Thank you.
Adam
So
Kimball's
thank you.
reminding you that this isn't over. You still have a third
Yes.
challenge.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Can't wait.
We're
Wow, wow.
Hopefully this challenge is like baking cake.
It'll be simple, easy peasy.
No worries.
Sure,
Now, I know we're still playing, but if we did use the hero coin, what would have happened, Jim?
When?
Both.
So if you give a hero token to Babs, she will cast heal once.
No. On the actual challenges.
If you use
For the
it,
clues.
you will get a hint as to one way that you can pass through the challenge. I would have given you a hint as to what to do.
Yeah, I think we might want that next round.
Yes.
It's taken us a bit, this last one.
I just took an extra 6 seconds. We got it.
I'm gonna cast Soothe on myself.
But Cranky Snake keeps telling me to sync more. And I'm down to 3. I've used 8 syncs already.
Wow.
I've been using them, my friends. I have so much as I can suck. In fact, I nearly took out Peepa because of the sinks. So.
Yes.
Peepa, here's another elixir of life, by the way.
Okay, I just healed myself. I'm at 10, but yes, if you have something, I would love to take it.
Yep, there's my last one. Here's my roll.
Appreciate it.
That for 5.
5?
Yep.
Okay, that's okay. I can deal.
I think.
How is everyone else feeling?
Everyone else is good.
Okay.
Well,
You know, surprisingly, I feel pretty good. Like, I've had nothing but a pretty cool time. I got to say hello to a firefly, and I fired the fly, and then I was a spider for a second, not a bear, but spiders are alright. And then we saw some fire. I got a hero point. Now I'm gonna get some Snuggies and food.
Well, you pass through the exit of the challenge. Space warps around you. You appear in that lounge that you remembered from before, but you don't see any sign of Babs. There's nobody here at all.
Are there any snacks?
Yeah, there's some.
Babs?
I mean, I guess it's only really been like 2 minutes since my last snack. I'm good.
In terms of rounds taking time, yeah, it's actually been a very short amount of time.
Where'd she go? We were just here.
I'm just tending to my leaves and my flower.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe she went to cook more food for us.
So Babs is gone, but there's still food and stuff out?
Yeah, it looks like. Why don't you make a perception check?
I was gonna
Yes,
say,
I will.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look too. Nope, I don't see anything.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. You notice that, like, you're looking at the snack table. It's like, it looks like some things have been, like, knocked over. Like, one of the bowls is spilled. A couple of the drink glasses have fallen. Like, the table itself is, like, askew. You don't see any sign of Babs anywhere, but something doesn't feel right.
We go.
All you see is the opposite door.
Does the door look okay? Like
The
not
door looks
cracked?
okay, yeah. The door that you would go through to the next challenge looks okay.
I'm gonna search for like blood or like a struggle.
Make a perception check.
26.
26. You don't. You find like just underneath the table, almost like obscured by the tablecloth. You lift it up, and you just see one single red drop.
Tell us.
There's a little bit of blood here. I don't know who's this from, because technically if Babs has been healing everybody, it could be from anybody. But this is weird.
She said she had only seen us. She hadn't seen anyone else.
Yeah.
Maybe we're just fast.
Unless she's inside the third door and she's being captive.
Hawk's already at the other door. He's just looking. He's like, "Come on,
yeah,
if you've got to. Let's just go."
All right.
Yeah.
Agreed.
So much for tending to wounds. Let's do this.
Do you need something?
No, I mean, I'm a little tired from, being a spider. That takes a bit out of me, but I'll be fine. I don't think the next one needs me to be anything other than myself.
Okay. Let's go. I agree. Let's go.
You pass through the door in the lounge and end up in a blank stone chamber, much like the previous two challenge entrances. However, you see that there is no plaque outside the door that would presumably lead directly into the challenge, and that door stands open just a crack. The room beyond is dark, you can tell. You do see a slot for a hero token like the other challenges. You just don't see a plaque. What do you do?
Use the token, quick.
Place the token into the slot, and it just, falls out.
I knew it.
Like
You
it
said
spits back out?
Yeah.
Is
But
it dark?
it doesn't go into the wall. It just falls out. It doesn't get shot back out. It just falls out.
Oh.
Almost like if you
When
try
your
to put
quarters
a
don't
quarter
work.
into a gashapon,
Yeah.
it doesn't take it. It just falls out.
Khan is going to take this as danger and just open the door.
You open the door and you see a cavernous space that has a half-finished feel to it. You see what looks like a large, half-constructed statue with scaffolding all around it. There is a shallow square depression that looks like it could be a small fish pond or a fountain pool. You see a pedestal, but no sign of the radiant sphere, and the room is utterly dark.
I cast, shall I cast light on something?
Yes,
Yes.
please.
What should I light?
Here, light my falchion.
Okay. And I cast light on her falchion.
Okay, it glows softly. What do you guys do?
Xiao takes a couple of steps into the room.
Okay. As you all make your way into the room, the door slams shut, and a booming voice calls out across the space. Fanrae Mithel. Fanrae Mithel. A house of cheats and liars. Oh, you don't know me, but I know your father and your rotten house. I was supposed to be a business partner of his. I know he has many people he calls business partners, people who he just dupes and leaves broken in his wake to be drained of their coin and tossed aside like empty husks. I lost everything to that man, but that's okay, because here you are in my little game, and now he's going to lose something. And it is at this point that you see an orange ember glow, and what seems at first like two piles of coal appear very, very low to the ground. They begin to shift and merge together, and you see what looks to be an enormous dog-sized blazing rat. Fanrae Mithel, it is time to pay for the sins of your father. Roll initiative.
Ooh.
Oh no.
Ooh, that's much better. For Christ's sake.
22 for Fanrae.
22 for Fanrae. That's a pretty good one.
24.
Whoa. Now we got the initiatives going well, Kanshaka.
All right.
Hawk?
20.
You guys are on it. Peepa?
Not me. 12.
12 for Peepa.
Yeah.
Shayog?
13.
13 for Shayog. And I will go on this number. Kanshaka, you are first to react. This thing is maybe 60 feet away from you in the middle of the room, and it looks like it's gonna come charging in at you, but you react just a little faster than it does. What do you do?
So it's glowing, or is it on fire?
It looks almost like it's made of coals.
Whoa.
Like it is. It like is fiery.
I'm gonna do something that I know is not in the game, but I'm gonna do it anyway.
Okay.
I'm gonna cast Personal Rain Cloud on top of it.
Interesting. Tell me about Personal Rain Cloud.
You conjure a 5-foot wide rain cloud that follows the target wherever it goes. It stays roughly an arm's length overhead. Rains consistently on the target, keeping it wet and dampening the ground. In the wake of any movement, the rain extinguishes non-magical flames.
Okay.
The target gains fire resistance 2.
Okay.
Creatures with weakness to water take damage equal to the weakness at the end of each of their turns.
Okay.
Creatures can attempt a reflex save to avoid the cloud. It lasts for 1 minute.
I will say this. It doesn't have a weakness to water, but it does have an ability. You notice that it's like enshrouded in this cloud of smoke that's constantly coming off of it that gives it concealment.
Mm-hmm.
And I will say that the rain cloud would dampen the fumes from the smoke and remove that aura ability that it has.
Nice.
I like it.
Sweet. And the second thing Khan does just kind of cracks his neck, and he wild morphs.
Wild morphs.
Yes.
Get the bear claws out.
I'm a bear!
Fanrae, you have been challenged by someone who apparently your father pissed off in the past. You don't get the sense that this is a friendly game anymore. What do you do?
Fanrae will lean over to the rest of the party and go, I don't think this is a part of the challenges. Let's just make it through alive, shall we? And then she will kind of yell back at whatever booming voice this is and say, you speak of the sins of my father. Do you know that I'm the one doing all the work for him? And she will head for the fountain.
Okay, you head over to the fountain. You notice that it is filled with, it looks like almost like it's filled with dry ice. It has this like thick mist that is coming out of it. And you get closer to it and you can actually feel like this radiating cold from it. It's not uncomfortable or dangerous to you, but it is filled with this bubbling, incredibly cold liquid. And you can see in the bottom of the fountain are carvings of various weapons. You see a carving of an axe and a sword and a bow and an arrow and a quarters, like just all these like carvings in the bottom of the pool. It was just one action to get there. What do you do?
Does it look like if you put a weapon in there, it would like sit in the carving, or like?
No, those are just designs. Like it doesn't look like a recess.
Okay.
It's just the designs at the bottom of the pool.
Cool. That I'm gonna hold.
Okay, you've got 2 actions left, and you hold on to those actions, which will take us to Hawk's turn.
Hawk is having none of this. He's going to kind of move to where he's progressing, but keeping kind of an arc, so he's far enough away.
Okay, so you want to like skirt around the side of it, okay?
Yeah, I want to stay well past 30 feet if I can.
Oh, yeah, easy, because it starts 60 feet away from you. So if you're arcing out, I would say that you could get to 40 feet away from it with one move.
All right, then I'm going to, so that's my move, first move, and I am going to, action, hunt prey.
Oh, it is your prey now.
It is my prey now. And then I'm going to use my first, one of my feats is hunted shot, so I can take 2 shots as one action.
Nice.
Whoa.
Boom, boom.
The question is, did you have your bow in your hands when you stepped into the room? Okay.
Yeah, I said I've got an arrow before we even went in.
Gotcha. Then go ahead and take your ridiculous actions. But I'm sinking them for sure.
Rude. First one. Well, you didn't even need to, well, actually you might have. That's awful. I don't have any, let's see, we didn't have any, re-rolls come in for old Orc, did we? No?
No, I'm afraid not, my friend.
Then what we've got here is a total of 8.
No, that is, its armor class is more than 8. So.
Right. But I'm going to take that second shot.
Sure.
And you're thinking it, so it's now at a -6. Yeah.
-6 total. That's correct.
Well, a nat 20.
That would do it.
There's still +1, 21.
21 would normally be a hit, so since you rolled a 20 on the die, it becomes a critical hit.
Yay!
Yes! I roll all dice twice, yes?
You do. You roll all dice twice.
Don't forget explodey.
Yes.
Right. And my Hunter's Edge is precision, so that means I'll get an extra D8 with all of that.
Yeah, so, and is just because I guess I'm a glutton for punishment, is your weapon deadly? Most bows are.
Yeah, it is. Thanks for the
reminder.
You get
you roll your deadly die on top of your damage.
Oh God,
it's the worst.
Wow. So here's that's 5 plus 7 is 12 plus 5 is 17 plus an 8.
Yay!
Gonna be 5. So now I'm gonna roll another D8. That's a 6, so that's 31. Now let's roll this D10.
Dead rat.
Only a 1. 32.
32.
Man, I could have taken the record.
Damage.
I could have taken the record.
Ow. I mean, it's still alive, but what's the point? Ow. Yeah, what do we...
2 points of damage.
I guess it's my turn. Okay. So this thing just gets absolutely blasted. But it is still alive. And it has one target that it prioritizes above all others. So it takes a scuttle incredibly quickly. It moves so fast, shockingly fast. Gets right up next to Fanrae and tries to bite with its horrible fiery jaws. Normally you would be subjected to an aura, but it's got a stupid rain cloud over its head that has dampened my aura and made it ridiculous.
Hey, Jim, really quick. Hi. I just wanted to say, sink!
Did you want to say that?
I did want to say
that. Is that what you wanted to say to me in this trying time?
Can we stack sinks?
Yeah,
we can stack sinks. Stack them!
Sink!
You know, I also have a sink I haven't used yet. So why roll, Jim?
4 sinks.
4 sinks?
4 sinks.
Doesn't make this impossible. It makes it difficult, but not impossible.
Jim, join us. Use your sink.
No, get out of here.
Come on, it's what the cool kids are doing.
I rolled. It would be a 19, but I was sunk 4 times, so it is a 15. I can only imagine that is a miss, but you tell me, Fanrae.
Thank you, friends, for your sinks, because it is a miss.
Yeah!
Yes.
It does have another attack, because it used 1 action to get to you. It will take 1 more action to bite.
Sink this one.
Yeah.
Oh, we're going to sink this one? Oh, okay, good.
I have no more sinks, don't worry.
Sink.
I did manage to get 1 chance at redemption with a natural 20. My 1 chance.
Can someone use something?
I've got 2d8 to roll. And man, do I need these to explode.
I'm gonna assume I'm gonna go ahead and use this. No. Yeah, I'm gonna use this mercy.
Yeah, use it, girl.
Yeah. As well.
I did not explode any of my dice.
Oh, thank goodness.
So you take a total of 9 points of damage.
Owie.
However, you also catch on fire.
Excuse you?
You are now under the effects of persistent fire damage, and at the end of each of your turns, we will resolve that. But that is the end of my turn. And now we go...
Fanrae had
Shayog.
Actions.
What?
What's that?
Fanrae had held actions.
She did have held actions.
I just wanted to remind us, just in case.
Yeah. Can Fanrae take a guarded step back, and can she, as she does that, draw her weapons?
Yeah, sure.
Okay,
That's
so
2
she's
actions,
got a
so yeah.
rapier and a dagger.
Rapier and dagger in hand, but you are on fire, and it is Shayog's turn now.
On fire.
Yeah,
actually,
would like... Oh.
What was that?
I just said, are you kidding me?
What's wrong?
And then you said, actually.
Oh, no, I don't have anything to add. It's your turn. Do your thing.
Oh, well,
tell me
actually,
about
I'd like
Shayog's
to...
turn.
I would like... Oh, well, Shayog is mad now. Oops. So she's going to go up to the rat.
Yep.
And is that just one
action to get to it?
One action to get to it? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna take my falchion and a big old swing.
Okie dokie.
Here we go. Come on, help me. 17, 21.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Roll my damage.
Sure. That's what you gotta do.
Yeah. Okay. Next. 11.
11. And what I thought would be a much more exciting creature is now dead.
Sorry, Jim. Not sorry.
You didn't even get a turn, Peepa.
I know.
This battle's over before you
I
even
was like,
do anything.
Wait, are we done?
Can
That's
I use
it.
my? Can I use my last?
But I
round to
just
go
got these
go up to-
claws.
Go through the door. We get more points.
Wait, wasn't there a guy talking to Fanrae though? The guy that's mad
There
at
was a
his-
voice. You haven't seen
Oh,
anybody.
we haven't seen
There was
anybody.
a voice.
Can we make
Yeah.
a perception check around the
Sure,
this
yeah.
room?
If you want to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Someone else help me, please.
Yeah.
A 23.
Yeah, no, I don't see
Oh,
it.
yeah, no.
That's a nat 1. I don't see crap.
You don't find anybody in this room. The only other thing you see, like, there's the far exit door, which doesn't, I mean, it looks like you could go through it. It's like popped open like the other ones were after you'd already completed your challenges. Looks like that was it.
Do we see another coin in here with her roll or no?
What was your total?
23.
23. You actually, yeah, you do find a hero token.
Get it!
Where
is
might
it?
it be?
I'll get it.
It is hidden under one of the floor tiles.
Oh. May I take a javelin and just start beating the floor until the
Yes.
tiles break?
You could just lift the tile up and it's not
No.
it's not like sealed in the floor. Like the tile is loose. She notices
she's
that.
still
You could
gonna
just
break the
pull it
tile.
up and-
No. Javelin,
Right.
tile.
So I imagine that Fanrae is like, oh look, this tile is loose. I can pick it up, and Xiao's like, no, boom, until it is shattered, and you pick up the hero token.
Yay!
Wonderful.
Right.
And you have succeeded.
Quick,
That's it.
quick
That was the
question.
combat. There's a CR3 creature, so I thought, oh, this will be tough for a party of first level heroes, but it wasn't because Hawk rolled the most
Hawk
horrible
is
crit.
Amazing.
I'm glad I hired you, Hawk.
I hate your hair,
boy.
Nathan.
Glorious.
It's what gives him his power.
Is the
The hero
rat
girl.
dead? Or is
Is
it
the
just
what?
like, is the rat dead? Or
Yeah.
is oh.
It actually
Should we
just like
go?
when it dies, it just like falls apart into like it wasn't a physical rat. If you have Arcana or Nature, you could try to check to see what the heck that thing was.
Oh,
I have
I have
most
nature.
def have nature.
I got it. 26.
5.
Yeah, you guys learned that this thing is what is known as a cinder rat. It is actually an elemental that is
Oh.
usually summoned to the plane. So this was a summoned creature. It wasn't an actual rat. It was just a
Ah.
fire elemental that takes that form. They're pretty nasty. They can obviously like light people on fire when they bite them, and they have this aura that makes people sick. That gives them concealment that they are not subject to. So they basically all of you would have concealment, but it would not be affected by that. It would just
Right.
penalize you. So yeah.
Am I still on fire?
I assume that out of combat you would take the time to put
Yeah.
yourself out.
Okay.
But
You
unless
can
you
step
just
into
want
the-
to be on fire,
Rock
then
and roll.
yes.
You can step into the rain cloud.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
That's true. You could step into the rain cloud.
Actually,
which-
Khan actually moves the rain cloud over you, seeing that you're on fire.
Aw.
Just me, or did this round really feel like the Princess Bride? Like, we had an ROUS, and
You're not
we're
wrong.
on fire.
You're not wrong.
I love it. This is the
Fire's
best game.
out.
I love it.
Yay.
Make sure that Bebs is all right.
So you exit the final door, knowing that there's really nothing else that you can find in that room of value. And as you exit from the demiplane, you are back in the tent that is back on the prime material plane. You enter into that tent with all the other challengers, and you are immediately swarmed by a concerned looking group of adjudicators. They all like swarm around you, and they're like pushing you through the crowd and away, and like people are like yelling, and like the crowd has gone completely bonkers. It's like when a celebrity like gets out of the limo and everybody's trying to crowd around them, and you've got security like making way for them. That's what, like, everybody is cheering for you. Like they're all shouting "Mythopobs, Mythopobs, Mythopobs." It's just the most amazing thing they've ever
Yay.
seen. They loved this performance. But finally, you make your way to sort of like a private tent where there's security outside preventing people from getting in, and there are 5 very serious-looking officials. They're all arguing with one another, but as soon as you arrive, they like stop, and one of them gets up. He's a round man with a huge feathered cap on. He stands up and sort of clears his throat, and he says, Well, I think it should be no surprise that, of course, we're going to have to invalidate your scores and remove you from the championship games since your final challenge was tampered with. Unfortunate, I know, but in light of the hardship you faced, we could extend an award of 50 gold scales on the condition that you make no public disparaging commentary on what happened here today. As he finishes all of this, you see that some of the other judges are like shaking their head and glaring. You can tell that not everybody agrees with this decision. But then the man turns, he says, well, we voted, Eunice, calm down.
Hawk draws an arrow and he aims it at the guy and says, I think you just saw what I did to that rat. Maybe you make us the winners because your own festival and carnival, whatever this show is, was tampered with and almost cost us our lives. Eh?
Yeah. Yeah, and we also did that last room in under a certain amount of time. We found the hero coin, and we did it without putting anything in the slot. Give us your points!
One of the other adjudicators like slams her hands on the table and stands up and says, That's right, Jareth. This was amazing. We need to turn this into an opportunity. We cannot follow this course of madness. Hawk, make an intimidation check. Give yourself a +2 bonus because he did just see what you did to that cinder rat. And Kanshaka, you'll get a +2 bonus from Kanshaka as well since he made a case for the group.
All right.
Can
Total
I
of +4
aid?
bonus. Sure. How are you helping this?
I would love to cast dancing lights behind the man so that he sees growing shadows behind us in the tent.
Okay. That'll give you an additional +2 bonus, Hawk. Total of +6.
Dang. All right. +6 plus I have a +3, so that's +9. Let's see what happens. 19 on the die. +9 is 28.
You see this old man. Jareth has got his hands up. He's like, I'm certain that accommodations could be made. Yes. If you, I think it would be, of course, fair in light of a reevaluation of the circumstances. You did pass your challenges, and I would give you a total of 27 points, I believe. Yes, is that the final tally? Yes. And one of the other adjudicators is looking at the scores. That's right, 27 challenges, or 27 points, puts them tied for first place. To which one of the other adjudicators says, now the question is, did they save any of their hero tokens, or did they spend them?
We have 3.
3, yeah. We have
3 tokens.
4.
That gives you 1 extra point per saved hero token, bringing your total score to 31 and making you the Hero Bowl champions.
Yay!
And you have done it. You have succeeded, and you are the city's champions. There is an elaborate ceremony with a huge pomp and circumstance and fanfare. You guys have like huge crowds of people cheering for your, they loved that final challenge. Nobody can stop talking about how your final challenge was sabotaged, but you still pulled ahead and you managed to become the Cavalosian Hero Bowl champions. You are paid the winner's purse and of course, Fanrae, you get the sponsorship prize, which you all learn is a apparently alchemically treated fertilizer that she's awarded a full year's supply of. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense why she would want that, but nonetheless, that's what she gets. The rest of you, of course, after splitting the earnings, each get 7 gold scales apiece.
Yay!
And that is the end of our challenge.
Yay!
Yay!
That was a lot of fun, guys. You did fantastic.
So much fun, Jim.
Why don't we chat with our fans for a little bit and before we sign off here, huh?
All right.
Yes. Hi, fans.
Hey, everybody.
Oh, my.
Sorry to rain on your parade, Jim.
Thank you for that. Also, Kanshaka falls dead. He gets a disease.
Oh, wow.
He's dead now.
He's already a hero. Die on top. That's what I say.
I think Imp in my head said, and I believe I'm interpreting this correctly, they're fighting in the rain. Just fighting in the rain. What a wonderful feeling. Let's sink Jim Jam again. That's what it was.
That's fantastic.
Groot says, ROUS, I don't think they exist.
True.
Scott Denuzzo says 10 points, Gryffindor.
Yes, I was thinking that the whole time.
Yeah,
that's right. 10 points for Gryffindor.
Yep.
Yes, for Gryffindor.
Honestly, I think Fanrae would be the same house Jamie is in, and it's not Gryffindor. So.
I can only imagine what house Fanrae would belong to.
Hufflepuff?
The evil one.
I loved Imp in my head who, when the guy said, we'll give you 50 gold scales, Imp in my head goes, F you and make it 200.
Batman Snow does point out that you won less than if you had taken the payout. You did actually get less gold per person, but Fanrae did get what she was after, and you're not quite certain what that means. Of course, you also gain fame and accolades and are the city's champions and can publicly speak out against the
I would like to know. I would like Fanrae to know that Kanshaka is definitely going to be talking to her about that fertilizer.
Me too. I need it.
Hulk doesn't care.
I'm just joking. I don't.
Well, everybody,
oh my god,
that's going to do it for us tonight. We will, of course, be back next Friday for another amazing episode of Heroic Endeavors. Between now and then, though, the DaT Network has a ton of awesome content almost every single night. I will be back on Monday night, and you'll also see Jamie and Candace with us for Crits and Giggles. That is our Reign of Winter Pathfinder First Edition campaign, so that's a ton of fun. If you want to see me on the other side of the GM screen, then that's a good one to check out. Of course, the whole week is full of good content. Make sure that you check out our schedule so that you can plan out your entire week based solely on the times that we are streaming. It should be even more planning out your time. But until then, until I see you next, it's been a lot of fun. This was an incredibly fun, exciting episode. Thank you, players, for making this so amusing for me.
Thank you, Jim.
Thank you, Jim. That was fun.
You didn't kill me, Jim.
I didn't kill you. I didn't even come close.
You came close to me.
That's true. I almost got Pipa. To the fans, thank you for sticking with us for all the buffs and donations. I know that the players really needed it. I tried to sync them all to death, but they still succeeded in the end. I did use a lot of syncs this episode, though. The Wild Magic made it an incredible time with the exploding dice all night. That was so much fun. So thank you guys for making all of that possible. We will see you pretty much every night of the week, hopefully. So come hang out with us, please.
Yeah, tomorrow night is Starfinder.
That's right, Starfinder tomorrow night. We added that to our lineup.
Things in space.
Things in space. All right, everybody. We will see ya. Have a good night.
Bye.
Bye.